What up, lifers? What up, lifers? What up, lifers? What up, lifers? It's Dave Life. It's Dave Life. You're watching Dave Life After Dark. Oh, I'm getting the echo. I'm getting an echo, y'all. You know why I'm getting the echo? You know why I'm getting the echo? Because I had YouTube on in the background. That's what I get for having YouTube on in the background. All right. Look at Sheena making faces. That's right, Sheena. Yeah, yep. I deserve it. I deserve it. I came here being mad at the world. Gotta laugh at myself. It's Dave Life, y'all. It's Dave Life. You're watching Dave Life After Dark, episode number 256. Dave Life After Dark, episode number 256. How do you respond to cheating? How do you respond to cheating? That's a great question, man. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us tonight. So I want to say thank you, and I really do appreciate that. Let's start this off like we always do, man, the right way. Dear Heavenly Father, have your way, Lord. I pray that you would speak to your people. I pray that you would enlighten us, entertain us, and inform us, Lord. I pray less of me and more of you. Have your way. Speak through me. Let us have a great conversation, Lord. Forgive us of all of our sins that we've committed by both commission and omission. And Lord, we rebuke the devil and any technological gremlins in Jesus' name. Amen, amen, and amen. Yeah, man. Look, I'm glad y'all are here. It's been a long week. Welcome back to After Dark. Again, this is After Dark, episode number 256. How do you respond to cheating? How do you respond to cheating? That is a great question, and I want you guys to think about that. If you want to support Dave Life After Dark and Dave Life TV, man, you can hit us on Cash App at $ Dave Life TV. Hit us on Cash App at $ Dave Life TV. Hit us on Venmo at Dave Life. I want to bring up some special people tonight, and I also want to say thank you to everybody that's watching. If you're watching in YouTube, I want you to go to YouTube, and I want you to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, follow, subscribe, turn on notifications. If you're watching on Facebook, follow us, man. Dave Life TV on Facebook. If you're watching us on Instagram, which I know you're not because I haven't turned it on yet. But as soon as I do, if you watch on Instagram, man, make sure that you follow us on YouTube, man. Everything is Dave Life TV. Let's bring up a few people, man. I got some of my regulars in the building. My regular guest panelists are in the building. I appreciate everybody that's joining. I got my sister from another mister. Known this woman for, 12, 15 years, something like that. She's a good friend of mine on the show and off the show. She's a radio host, a podcaster, and she's a queen. My friend and yours, Queen Sheen. What's up, Sheena? What up, Sheen? Queen Sheen in the building.
How y'all doing? How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, Sheena? Where you been?
I'm amazing. Man, I've been moving and grooving. God has been blessing me with different opportunities, and I'm just accepting them.
Okay. You do like interior. You do some what is it called? I don't want to get it wrong.
Image consulting. I style people.
Consulting. Okay. How long have you been doing that, Sheena?
About 3-4 years.
You like it?
I love it.
So wait, you like the female Kevin Samuels?
I'm better than him.
Okay. All right. Let me see if I can get up somebody else. All right, I see somebody else in the building. Now this young lady, she's dope. She's female. She's a trainer. Let's just bring her straight on up to the stage. Are you ready for me? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. You ready? All right. Come on. It's Shaq, man. Dope female trainer. Shaq in the building.
Hey, Shaq.
Well, I'm gonna see the how are you? Hey, Dave.
I'm good. How you doing, Shaq? Been a minute.
It's been quite some time.
Welcome back. Good to have you in the building, Shaq.
Thank you.
Tonight we're gonna talk about a topic that's gonna be real good. But before I do that, I got one more person to bring to the stage, and then the people that are that'll be here late, they'll be here when they get here. This is my friend. She's also my sister from another mister. She's a day one on the show. Been on the show for at least 2 years. She's been a regular since we came on YouTube, and she's a retired. Should we say retired? a non-practicing attorney. She's a real estate mogul and guru, and her name rhymes with Sarah. We call her Kara rhymes with Sarah. What's up, Kara?
Hey guys.
Hey, girl.
I
How
don't know
are
what's
you?
going on my light today. I look like a
You
smurf,
are,
but here I am.
yeah, you are shining.
It's all good.
Oh,
It's all good. No, we're gonna work through it. Kara is in the Blue Man group today. But you know what? That's how I go. Shout out to everyone in the building. My baby Destiny said, "We live." That's her favorite
Yeah,
comment. We live.
we live. Hey,
We
Destiny.
are
Hey,
live.
girl.
We are live. Shout out to my baby in the building. All right, you guys. So we're gonna talk about a topic tonight. I thought it was interesting. And Sheena, you actually sent this to me. Someone else had sent me some clips and everything. So the topic tonight is, how do you respond to cheating? How do you respond to cheating? And we have a few different clips tonight. Do y'all remember watching Kenan and Kel?
Mm-hmm.
The show Kenan and Kel. All right, so Kel Mitchell has been through a lot in his life, and this is not necessarily about Kel. So let me make that clear. This isn't about him and his personal life. We're going to use, though, his clip from Club Shay Shay as an example. It's going to be a kickoff point to discuss how you might handle cheating. All right, how would you handle cheating, man? That's the topic. It's going to be interesting. How do you respond to cheating? So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to play a clip. And I'm also looking for the response clip. So I'm going to first play his original clip, and we can just listen to what he's saying, and then we'll discuss.
So there wasn't any, no, I wasn't seeing any therapist or anything of that nature. I was just working constantly with working on the show, and within doing that. And then at that time too, I ended up marrying my ex-wife, because we had another baby. We had the baby, right? We had the abortion, but then we had a baby. And she ended up telling me that the baby that was aborted wasn't mine. And so within that process, you are immediately married within a lie already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So the marriage was never the same after that, was it?
No, it was. This is at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? This is right at the beginning. And so within that process,
She probably should have kept that to herself.
and well, I'm glad she didn't. And so within
You muted. You muted.
Okay, appreciate it. My bad. So in that clip, we can see how Kel basically said his wife cheated on him, and he found out that the baby wasn't his. He was going through a lot. He was on Kenan and Kel, big time star. As a young man, he began to grow into being a grown man. He started having sex. He got his girl pregnant. She did have an abortion, and then she got pregnant again because they were young. As they say, young, dumb, full of cum. She got pregnant again. And then this time, he found out she was cheating. He found out the baby wasn't his. So there's just a few more, like 20-second clips. So let's look at the second clip.
when, didn't go to work, and you know how I go. And so one day I decided where I was like, I'm gonna take the car and just kind of like go searching where she might be, because she ain't come home. And so I got in the whip, went driving around, saw her whip, looked different, and I saw it, and I said at the hotel, I was like, yo, okay, this is a car at the hotel. I go to the lobby, you know what I mean, and go walk into the lobby. Turns out dude just come walking down the lobby about to go to the car, my car, and then she was driving, you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, okay, what's up? Take me upstairs. Take me, let's go to the elevator, let's go together. You know what I mean? And he's like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean? And we go up, we don't need to fight, let's go.
Yeah.
Because I already know what it is.
Right.
So we go up, of course she's surprised, within the room. And, we walk in, I walk in there and I'm just like, hey, okay, so this is what's going on. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? All right, and this is what you're doing? Okay, so, and I walk out, because I'm like, I'm not about to fight over someone that
she already made a decision.
you
Ain't
made
nothing
your
like that
decision.
yet.
You already been. We'd have been through it.
Did she like come out and
You know?
let me explain?
Yeah.
What did that explain?
Yeah.
Offer without
It was
explanation.
unexplained. I'll go to the car. After I went to the car, then there was this. I was like, "Yo, I need to go back," and I went back because now I was like, "Well, I felt disrespected, so now I need to go do something." As I'm going back, so then I'm going back up there. Cops came. Everybody came up at that point, and I remember this cop told me. He said, "Hey, yo, I seen this type of woman, this situation. You need to get out of this situation. You know what I mean? You need to get out of this."
Sorry, I was muted again. So he goes up to this hotel on a day when he's not working, drops his kids off at school. He sees her car, and then boom, he catches her cheating. Even sees the man that she's cheating with. And then he, thought about it and wanted to get violent or what have you afterwards, but he did it. This is the conclusion to that story. And then I'll open up the floor for discussion to find out how you guys would handle
And
cheating.
so when the divorce happened, you think like, co-parenting, people do it. Relationships, people do this. It works when there is a person where both people are taking the emotions out of it, and that's what it is. In this situation, that's what it wasn't what it was. It was a thing of, she said, "Hey, I'm going to make your life a living hell. I don't want you. You need to stay." That was the thing. And after, even through the process of everything that we had gone through,
And she still wanted you to stay?
yeah, because the thing of it is that the guy she was seeing at the time, she didn't want to be with him at that time, but she was pregnant by him, and I'm like, this is who you need to be with. Let's make that clear. And he wanted to be with her, you know, and her family knew that they were together too, which was another thing from a loyal side of things, was like, yo. And so, but in that process, they wanted me to all stay. You know what I mean? They wanted me to stay within that, and I'm just like, no, let's just co-parent. We could do that.
Right.
She took me through it as far as like, okay, no, that's not what I want to do. Within that process, she went so far as to change the kids' names. She alienated me from my children. And so the thing of it is that I talk to fathers a lot about this process because, we have baby fathers and that don't want to be there, but I definitely wanted to be in my children's life, right? My two oldest.
He said he wanted to be there in his children's lives. A lot said there. I wanted to just let him speak. I didn't want to paraphrase. My first question is, what did you all take from what you heard? Just the basics of the scenario, like who was in the wrong, what was your take on it? Let's go with Sheena. What's your take on it, Sheena?
Well, the first thing I always say is, what is cheating to you? So that's something that you and your partner have to establish. In this case, obviously, cheating is the ex-wife went out, and not only did she cheat one time, but it was multiple times. And why are you out here having unprotected sex? And you got a whole spouse, a whole husband. I mean, you shouldn't be cheating on him anyway, but I mean, that's what she decided to do. And so maybe she felt that he wasn't going to find out, and he ended up finding out or whatever. And like in the interview, Shannon Sharp asked him, like, asked Kel, how did you feel in regards to, well, not how did he feel, but what am I trying to say? Basically, he asked him about the abortion, like when she said, not when she said, Lord, he asked him basically about the abortion. She told him, the wife told him. And so he was like, why did you, she told you. So basically, how did he feel about that? And he was glad that the ex-wife told him about the abortion or whatever, because like Shannon Sharp said, she could have took it to the grave with her, but she decided not to. She decided to be transparent with him, tell him, etc. So, but I think she's wrong on all levels. I was married for almost 9 years, and so I know how it feels to be cheated on. Obviously, well, I think the situation is kind of similar, except for it wasn't me. I think he ended up getting the ex-girlfriend pregnant,
Mm,
and they ended up getting an abortion,
mm.
and yeah, and he just tried to play it, make it seem like it was somebody else. And
Wait,
the
wait,
reason,
wait. While y'all were still married, he got someone pregnant and then tried to play it off.
well, I don't know if that's the truth, but I remember him saying that he ended up talking to her, and she was crying and everything, and I was like, because what is it that you need to discuss? It's your ex. And he was like, oh yeah, I was just talking to her because she was telling me that she had got an abortion or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, but like, why is she telling you? Like, and so everything started clicking and making sense, because it was like, I always said, like, what you need to talk to your ex for? Like, because in my mind, thank you for the experience. Our time has expired. Like, is nothing
Mm.
there. Like, I know some people still be friends with their exes, but with all due respect, if my husband say, hey, I don't want you talking to these men, I'm gonna respect him and not talk to the men. And in this case, I'm like, hey, I don't think you should be talking to her. That's an ex. Like, for what? And so, but I think, not I think, I know that they were still sneaking and talking on the phone and doing
So he cheated with an ex.
yeah, his ex-girlfriend.
Wow. Okay.
Hmm.
So okay. Kara, what did you take from just the scenario that you heard? What was something that jumped out at you?
So we don't have her side of the story yet. I think she's recently come out to say something about the cheating, but he's saying
Hmm.
she was cheating. And if that was in fact true, that was not the agreement. And so didn't seem like they had some sort of open arrangement. I don't support cheating. I mean,
Me
if you want
neither,
to sleep
Kara.
with other
Oh,
people, then either have a conversation and an understanding about what that's going to look like, or be single. Very simple.
exactly. Absolutely. And so I did watch the interview on X about her, what she was saying in regard.
Hold on. We about to play it.
Oh, oh,
We
okay.
playing it. We playing it for sure. I just wanted to first get you guys' take on Kel. What I took away from Kel is that he was hurt, is that he had a lot going on in his life at the time. Um,
Hmm.
stress. I know he contemplated, not being here anymore. He was going through a
Mhm.
lot, so I know he was had a lot of mental and emotional strain on him. The challenge of still trying to stay relevant, the challenge of trying to go from being a child star to an adult star. Hey, just the challenge of becoming a man, and your mom's your manager. Everyone sees you as this cute kid who's hilarious, but now you getting intimate with your girl, right? And then you get her pregnant. Um, you know, I don't. His side of the story is, he found out he married her. It sounded like they had a very religious upbringing, and they didn't want to tell his parents and her parents that she was pregnant, so they tried to hide it at first. This is after, I think, the first one was an abortion.
Hmm.
So when she did get pregnant the second time, I think he was trying to they were trying to hide it for religious reasons, to prevent shame and embarrassment. And then somehow or other, he catches her cheating, and then he finds out the first baby wasn't his, the
Hmm.
aborted baby. And then later on, and I can't find the clip, they removed that one from Twitter, Twitter, formerly known as from X,
X.
formerly known as Twitter. They removed the clip, but it was a clip basically where Shannon Sharp said you stayed, and you found out she got pregnant a second time,
By
and that
somebody
one
else.
wasn't yours,
Hmm.
right? So she, according to Kel, was a habitual cheater. Um, and he had to be going through it. That had to be painful, and especially being a celebrity, a star, he's still having to go through all that stuff in public. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And with the camera going, and he still got to kick off new shows and all of that. All right.
So what? So wait, before we go to, can I just ask a question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think, why do you think he stayed? Like, all this was going on. He got cheated. You know, he obviously he was being cheated on. She had 2 abortions. They wasn't even his. And so of course, he's this big star that's on Nickelodeon. And, you know, I'm sure he worked long nights or hours or whatever. And all this stuff is just thrown in his face. He's stressed out. So why do you think he stayed in the marriage and all this stuff is going on?
I mean, my suspicion is the religious background. My
Mm.
suspicion is whatever. I'm not sure what exact denomination he was in, but I know Kel's a Christian. But I'm not sure if if he's Jehovah's Witness or what denomination. But it sounded like they were in a church where it was a huge embarrassment if you got pregnant. They didn't want to share with their parents, which a lot of young Christians go through when they get pregnant outside of wedlock. And it
Mhm.
seemed like, hey, some people feel like, man, I already messed up by fornicating, so I'm not gonna double down by not marrying her. I'm gonna make her an honest person. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Hey, Sophie, I see you in the building. What's up, Sophie?
Hi, hello.
Hey, Sophie.
Hey,
Trying to give
everyone.
you
Hey,
there you go.
Kiara.
Trying to give you the horns and the applause. Thanks for joining. So we're just discussing Kel's situation, and I want to make clear to everybody, it's not about Kel Mitchell. It's really just an example of how do you respond if you get cheated on. And the reason this one is interesting is because this time it's the woman allegedly cheating, right? And it's how does this man respond? And then we definitely want to hear her response. We definitely want to hear her response. Look at Destiny. She said, "Yes, Ginger."
Your hair,
Feeling your
Sophie.
hair.
Yeah.
You're feeling the hair, Sophie. Good evening to everybody that's watching on Facebook. Everybody's watching on Instagram. Everybody's watching on YouTube. Make sure y'all subscribe. All right. Let me just for Sophia. I don't know if you got a chance to see the clip, but I can play the original one. The original one I think is a good one. Just where he's mentioning
Club
what's
Shay
going
Shay?
on. On Club Shay Shay, yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
So there wasn't
Club Shay
any,
Shay.
no, I wasn't seeing any therapist or anything of that nature. I was just working constantly with
Well, that's important right there. He's working and going through a lot of stuff in Hollywood, but he wasn't necessarily getting therapy or anything like that. So he was a young man stressed out and not handling all of his information very well. Shout out to Susie. I see you, Susie. Caught the show early. Appreciate you, Susie. Check your DMs. All right.
working on the show, and within doing that. And then at that time too, I ended up marrying my ex-wife, because we had another
You got the
baby.
child.
We had the baby, right? We had the abortion, but then we had a baby. And she ended up telling me that the baby that was aborted wasn't mine. And so within that process, you are immediately married within a lie already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So the
Yeah.
marriage was never the same after that, was it?
No, it was. This is at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? This is right at the beginning. And so within that process,
She probably should have kept that to herself.
and well, I'm glad she didn't. And so within
And you know what? Even that right there is something to talk about because she lied early on. So early on in the marriage, she's already lying to him about cheating, the pregnancy, and all of that stuff. And just leaving the floor open for discussion. The question is, how do you respond to cheating? So I think we talked to Sophie, we talked to Kara, and we talked to Sheena. Go ahead, Sheena, and then I want to ask Sophie her takeaway from the clip.
No, she can go first, and then I'll piggyback off whatever she say.
Sophie,
You-
what was your impression of Kel's situation? We didn't even get into the lady's response yet. We just dealing with what Kel said. How did you respond to his dilemma?
on mute.
You're on mute, Sophie. You got to unmute yourself.
Okay. I think it's a travesty. Marriage is for adults, mature adults. And if you're going into any situation, particularly a marriage, and you're lying, that's a setup for failure. It's a real set. It's disheartening, male or female. But I think it's a little twinge worse when a woman does it.
Why is that, Sophie? Why is it worse when a woman lies?
Ooh, because unfortunately, women we're used to it. You know, I feel like I've heard some men say, "Yeah, I'm used to her crying or complaining about, my cheating. But if she does it to me,
They can't handle it.
they
Men can't.
cannot handle it.
Men can't handle it. Mm-mm.
Men cannot handle it. So I feel like
Y'all know I got it. Y'all know I got a response. I'm a
I-
hold
Oh,
it. I'm a
yeah,
hold it. I'm a
I
hold it.
want to hear it. I want
I'ma
to
hold
hear
it.
yeah, I feel like it just makes it a little bit, because we really, honestly, I don't think we really don't do stuff like that. We can move on. We can even have a child with you and then just move on. But if you have a child if you get pregnant by somebody else and then you stay, there's got to be a reason. So clearly, I think if he was bringing in coins and he was working, she may have been staying for the money, or she may have her take on it. I'm looking forward to hear what her reasoning
Mhm.
is for that. But I will never co-sign on a woman trying to accuse a man of a baby that's not his. That's just not right in any capacity. I don't care how much you love him. If you had an oops, you do need to let that man know that that baby is not his. Sorry for that man.
So y'all see. Sorry for that man. All right, Kiki. So someone said y'all men, Sheena, you and Sophie said that men can't handle it when women cheat. All right. So I brought up the graphic, and this is open. Listen, y'all govern your own mics. I want you to mute yourself. We got
Oh,
good
I'm
sound.
muting right
No,
now.
you're fine because I don't have no echo. So everybody's good. If something happens, I'll ask you to mute yourself if I get feedback. All right. So look, govern yourself tonight. Jump in when you can. Get in where you fit in. I'm gonna say this: the reason why it's so hard for a man to hear about his baby girl, his good thing, his Garden of Eden. Oh God, the land of milk and honey. I'm gonna tell you why. If you have a piece of land, no, that's not good. No, let me get a better example. Yeah, a better example. All right, I'm gonna use the very example. I need a sheet of paper.
Uh-oh.
All right, look. All right, y'all heard of the hymen, right?
Yes.
The hymen?
The hymen, absolutely.
Like the Heisman Trophy?
Not the Heisman. The hymen.
Yes, David.
Hey,
Oh, I have
We're
one of
talking to
those.
women here.
you do, yeah,
we have
yes.
to
Listen, yeah. I'm talking to the ladies, and I want y'all to keep up.
Kara had to get you together. Yes, David.
Yes.
Listen,
Thank you, Kara.
I'm in trouble when I get called my full government, David. I said, oh shit, I'm fucked up. All right, look, all right, Susie, check your DMs if you want to come to the stage. Susie, I sent you the link. All right, look, y'all. The hymen represents the veil. Okay, there was a veil between. There was a veil. If you go to the Old Testament, they used to worship in a tent, and when they worshipped in a tent, they had the outer court, which was outside, the inner court, which was inside the tent, and in the innermost court, the holies of holies, which is where the presence of God sat, which is where the Ark of the Covenant sat. And guess what? The holies of holies was covered by a thin veil. Listen to me. The holies of holies was covered by a thin veil. And when Jesus died on the cross, right, it says that the veil was rent in two. Go back and read your gospels if y'all don't believe me.
You got it right from the top down.
Come on. All right.
Okay.
Now, what does that mean? That means that access to God through the intimacy through Christ was no longer restricted by the veil of the law. God had ripped it open and said, look, I have now broken the bread. I've broken the veil. You can now enter in without a priest. You can enter in without a lamb sacrifice. You can enter in. You know why? Because when you rip the hymen, there's blood, and there's a blood covenant, and you enter in. Listen, you enter into God through the veil. You enter into the woman through the hymen. There's a blood covenant. She's a virgin. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
It's the holies of holies. And this
Okay.
situation. This situation.
Oh, damn.
If I have a pole
Okay.
and I rip the hymen.
Why you gotta be so
No,
graphic?
because y'all gotta understand why men can't handle it when your hymen is ripped by someone else. If I've destroyed the hymen or if I've destroyed the veil, that veil ain't the same.
Mm.
All right, now the pole is
Oh, not the two fingers, Dave.
the pole
Hold up
is.
now.
No, it's not.
Hold on, just hear me out. Structurally speaking, the pole is cool. We're not talking about STDs. We're not talking about STD. We're not talking about, oh my God, someone caused something. Let's just say regular sex. When a man penetrates a woman, she's different. He's not. From a physical standpoint.
Okay.
And you listen, Kara rhymes with Sarah. Just hear me. When a man thinks about, look, let me show y'all, man. Let me mute this and show y'all.
No, keep telling
No.
us.
Look at that man's face. When that man be talking about all this, all he see is this. Where's it at? That's all he see. Do you see that? That's called irreparable damage.
Ooh.
It's a wrap, y'all. Now hear me out. I know we cracking jokes and it's kind of tongue in cheek, and please no one get offended because Dave likes to use colorful examples. But the point is, how come men can't handle it when their woman goes out and cheats? It's because number one, the veil is rent. And even though he used to be going in and out, that's his veil. That's his veil. That's his holies of holies. That's his inner court. That's his milk and honey.
Mm.
And now you done given the milk and honey to some other criminal, a robber, a thief, who cometh not but to steal, kill, and destroy. He not here to love you. He not gonna repair your hymen. He not gonna love you to death and bring you back. Oh, baby, he not gonna do none of that. He come in, pop, gone. And here's the other thing: men can separate their emotions from sex. Most of the time, women cannot. So when a man cheats, sometimes it can be purely physical. You know, a wipe and a swipe and a wipe, whatever they say. He just went in and went out. But a lot of times when women cheat, it's not separate. It is emotional. They have a bond. While all this is happening, she's feeling things, whether it's hatred towards you or whether it's, enjoyment and lust or whatever towards a new man. When she come back, the representation of, man, this ain't the same, that you're going to forever see, you're going to forever know, man, it's torn, it's different. It's not the way I left it. And I'm talking about from an emotional and everything else. Think about it, y'all. When a woman go cheat, she gone. She ain't coming back. It's a wrap. She'll never love that man the way she used to. She'll never be his princess. She'll never be his doe, his roe, the heart eyes. It's a wrap. She gone, y'all. She gone. And you can try to take her back, and you gonna have all you're gonna see in your mind is this.
Let me tell you something. I think it just depends on who the woman is, because I don't have time to cheat.
See, he ain't leave it like that. He ain't leave it like that, Sheena.
We gonna have a conversation and we're gonna talk about what we doing, and either we together or we not. If it's a wrap, then it's over with.
Not to zoom in on Kara.
That was a mistake. I meant to go to Sheena. Kara don't look happy though. Kara.
No, I mean, here's my thing.
All right.
When you say that men can't handle it, it's because they choose not to. And I'm in that group too. I choose not to handle it. I choose not to put up with it. You've decided to be with me and you can't keep your sex organs to yourself. I set you free.
Come on, set you free.
Set you free. Back to your analogy, when you show the paper and you're saying it's never the same, well, that's not really true, right? Because he didn't find out until she told him.
Come on, attorney.
You know what? Hold on now. You're right.
He didn't find out until she told him. So a lot of this stuff is in y'all head. It's not always physically different. And if you want, hold on. I let you give your analogy. I'm break down why I don't agree with none of it. You talk about the pole not being the same. Okay, it might be structurally the same, but it's not going to be exactly responsive the way it was previously. And that goes back to mentally and like emotionally. You're not all the way in like you were. So it goes on both ends. You put up with what you choose to put up with. So if you're willing to accept someone's infidelities, that's on you. Society has lied to us, particularly men, to make it seem like it's worse when a woman cheats, and it's not. It's just as bad.
Yeah, cheating is cheating.
Yeah, I drank the juice. You're absolutely
Mhm.
right. I retract, and I'm okay to contradict myself.
Yeah, no, I'm
I
not. No,
think
thank you. Keep the
yes.
little dirty to yourself. Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Cheating is
Yeah,
bad.
It's a guilt trip that they try
Yeah.
and play on us, like, oh, she did it, and I can't handle it. How can you? But then you've been doing it all along.
Yeah.
And men mistake just because you're working and you're a hard worker
Mhm.
that is supposed to do something for my emotions. With me sitting at home by myself watching the kids, the existing kids or the kids that are to come, me cooking and eating dinner by myself. You have to have a balance, a life balance in between your working and your balance with you taking care of what you chose to bring into your household, to take your last name. There's an accountability. So you can't say, oh, I'm working this house, this car. No, I married you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've never cheated on a partner. I probably will never cheat on a partner. I rather dip out, exit, whatever the case may be. But I think I forget who had said it. They don't have time to cheat. I don't know if it's a time thing for me. It's just an integrity situation
Yeah,
for me.
absolutely. Absolutely.
I work for myself.
Mhm.
I got all the time in the world to cheat if I wanted to, if I was in a
Mhm.
relationship.
Mhm.
But I choose not to. And typically, women get approached way more than men do.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So it's a choice.
Yeah,
I'm a
it
sinner
is.
saved by grace, if
Hey,
I may.
that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Nobody's
Yeah, I
perfect,
cheated
right?
and he had no idea. Like, bless his heart, he had no idea.
Where's the paper, Dave?
And I repented. I repented of my sins, and I didn't tell him. Like somebody said, you better keep that to yourself. I kept it to myself. And I thought that me and the Lord had an arrangement because, I thought that if I confess my sins,
Oh, you.
I thought if I confess and I thought that I could barter with the Lord.
Mm-mm.
Come on.
Mm.
I said, if I never do it again, could you maybe?
Mm.
If you believe that, if you accept my repentance,
Right.
the Lord said, okay, I believe you that you'll never do it again, but I don't quite believe that, you're fully. And
Repentance.
within 2 weeks after a 7-year relationship, and I'm really condensing a long story, we were done.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I've never since then, that guilt of cheating on somebody and they don't know, it is something that I will never. I'm so happy that I did it as a child. That's just a full disclosure, 30 years ago. I did it as a child. I really didn't know. But that guilt of thinking the person feeling like you're somewhere when you're not, I do not. When I think it was Kara or Queen, I don't have the time
Yeah,
for
it's too much
that.
work. You got to
It
keep
is
up with
too
that.
much work.
Mm-mm.
Blessed be the name. And just, I don't like that. I like to be the good person in the relationship. Like, okay, I did nothing. You do something. It's not me.
I
like
mean,
that.
at the end of the day, you reap what you sow. Like,
Yes.
if you sowing good seeds, then it should return and it's gonna come back to you. Or like some people say, karma. Karma don't miss. It's the truth. So yeah. So just remember, whatever you do to somebody, if it's good or bad, it drives the next decision. So
That's a
you're
fact.
gonna get it. You're gonna get it in return. You can't. I heard somebody say, I prayed karma off me that it don't happen. But no, baby, it's gonna.
No.
You're gonna get yours. Trust me. It might not be today. It might not be tomorrow. It might be next year. We don't know when it's gonna happen. So, but it's coming.
Hey, I want to say shout out to everybody that's watching on the gram. Y'all need to come over to YouTube. Go to YouTube, type in Dave Life TV, all one word, and you will see the show. You are missing a wonderful interactive experience, y'all. Look at all them people.
I'm paranoid. It's been 30 years. And I think I've had experiences and I'm like, okay, well now, Lord, okay, are we good?
I'm pretty
I'm
sure if it's been
paranoid.
30, if it's been 30 years, you got your karma back some way, somehow. You
yes.
just didn't know what it
Yes.
was.
Oh,
Your
I
heart
got it.
been
I realized,
broke,
but
you
I
been
still feel
divorced,
like,
something. Hmm.
is it significant? Like, are we good now, Lord? And I don't
Well,
want to
can
do
I jump in
no
right
piece
quick?
of it.
It's not like, look, y'all, when you reap what you sow, it's not like God is hiding in the corner like, I can't wait, I'm gonna get her back. Like, that's not how it is, right? Like, you reap what you
Hmm.
sow because we plant seeds, those seeds
Mhm.
grow, and then we got to reap the harvest of what we put out there. And that's the
Absolutely.
truth. And it may not always come back tit for tat. You may plant an apple tree and it may come back I don't know, orange tree or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I want to address this comment. My homeboy Drew said, just speak the truth. A man's ego won't let him forgive. Hey, the discussion tonight is, how do you respond to
Okay,
cheating?
Drew.
And Drew says a man's ego will not let him forgive. Let's talk about that. Now, I said all this and I said it tongue in cheek, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. A man's ego cannot think about the fact that she's different than the last time he left her from a physical standpoint. She's different from how he left her emotionally, and she's different from how he left her mentally. Uh, we can't handle that shit. We just cannot. It's the truth. It's a problem. You can act like you can, but man, we're taught to put our spouses on a pedestal. Like, our wife is like our queen. See what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's how we look. And so when we think about her, for whatever reason, I'm not even signifying. But when a man thinks, oh man, my queen and went down to Lodi Bar with Mephibosheth and all them, you got to go look up the Old Testament, y'all. Lodi Bar.
Mhm.
I'm done
It's the
with you.
slums. It's the
Not
slums. It's
Mephibosheth.
you down in the dirts. You in the dregs of humanity. Providing that good to somebody who don't deserve it. A man can't handle that, y'all. So can we speak to that, ladies? Do you feel that men's egos are a problem when it comes to, I guess, forgiveness and handling cheating that way?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's hypocritical is what it is. Because if you're going to say a man's ego can't handle it, it almost seems like you're trying to say that a woman's ego can.
Nope. Causation does not equal correlation. I wasn't saying that.
Oh, the jury. Oh, okay. Side by
So
side.
So why are you pointing out specifically the man's ego if not to differentiate?
Because hold on. I'll tell you why. Let me find it. I can't find it now. Where'd the comment go? Because somebody brought it up. Oh, here it is.
Yeah,
Because someone brought it up. I'm addressing what was brought up. A man's ego won't let him forgive. I want to deal with that. Do we feel
Whose
that
problem
men?
is that, though?
So,
Let's just deal with the fact. Do y'all agree that a man's ego won't let him forgive, and that's why men have problems?
yeah, I think it's because of pride too, and they hold that against us.
Mhm.
Okay.
So, and then it keeps coming up. So, you get an argument or a disagreement is something that always comes up. If they decide to stay in that relationship. So,
Okay. I'm not going to justify, but I will ask one more tough question on this. What's the most important thing to a man? What's the most important characteristic that a man has? What does he need most from his woman? It's
Peace.
one word.
Respect.
Loyalty and respect.
Hallelujah. Respect. Now, we can talk about ego and fragile and all that, but isn't it disrespectful to open your legs to somebody else?
Yeah.
For both of us.
We talking about the men, though. We talking about how men handle it.
Yeah.
We can get to how
Yeah.
women handle it in a second. But ain't that disrespectful for a man to feel like, dang, my pride and joy, my milk and honey, my queen, my whoop whoop whoop, then gave it to someone else? Isn't that the ultimate slap of disrespect to a man?
Yeah.
That's how he will receive it. Yes.
Mhm.
That's all I'm saying.
Mhm.
So this
Okay,
is how men process.
Oh, so flip it then. So how is it for a woman?
Y'all are women. I'm about to ask y'all. I'm about to ask
Oh,
y'all.
wait a
You
second.
had the example, the paper hymen, all of the things, and now it's y'all.
Because I'm a man. I can speak to how men see cheating. I can talk about that. I'm not a woman.
Okay, that's fair.
And this is what I do. Y'all know I do this. I take us down the path and then I flip it and hold up a mirror. All right, so here's the flip.
I see my way out. That's how I see it.
What you mean?
Absolutely.
I'm gone.
Don't stay. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I see my way out.
you did mention that. You mentioned that a couple weeks back. You were like, yo, you don't even play with
Not
it.
me. I'm not interested. Unsubscribe.
Yeah,
See, I
absolutely.
played the fool.
Mm-mm.
You know,
It's not a fool. It's just a different reaction. I wouldn't
Mhm.
say you play the fool. If you've
Mhm.
chosen to reconcile your relationship, that's on you. I'm just saying I am not built for that.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah, because guess
Um.
what? If you a cheat, you a lie, you a steal, you a kill.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Oh
yeah,
wow.
I'm out.
Whoa. Whoa. We just
She's
jumped the
right.
murder? We just jumped the murder.
Yes,
Good
because
God.
there are STDs, there's mental, there is because now, see the thing about cheating as a former um
Cheater.
recovered
Cheater,
cheater,
Cheater.
cheater.
As
I've got my,
hey, we'll
what
give you
you
that.
do is you change, and I've also been cheated on. What you do is you change my perspective of myself. Because
Mhm.
now I have to look at myself like, how dumb could I have been to not question you enough about when you said you were going here and you weren't, and it sounded a little fishy, but I didn't question. You start making me question myself, and then I start thinking like, how many other times or what else have I been not asking enough questions that this could happen to me? So that's the part about cheating I don't like, is that you make me
Mhm.
question. You change the way I view you,
Mhm.
and I
Mhm.
Mhm.
can never get that back. Now,
Absolutely.
men and y'all ego, yes, you think because you try to make it seem as though because I've changed the way you view me is higher than how I have to deal with. Am I curious now if she was doing more than me? Was she giving better sloppy top? Is she bigger? Is she smarter? Is she got longer hair? You'd put me through all of that as a woman,
Mhm.
and we're supposed to, and there, God bless the woman that can go ahead and say, okay, I'll give him a pass, I'll go ahead and push through it, I'll counsel through it. But I'm with Kara, I call it a fool. If someone has done it once, they'll do it again. And if they are remorseful, there's a certain type of package that remorse has to come in. No, I'm not going to go ahead and bring it up and shame you and make you feel bad, but I am
But some would.
expecting you
But some
to.
would. And we can get to that next. But I want to make something clear, y'all. I didn't make just because men handle it a certain way that women are less than or women are wrong. I ain't say that. I was only saying how a man might see it. I was not
You just giving your
juxtaposing.
perspective. We
That's it.
got you.
But it's
That's
men in
it.
society. It is a thing. I like to
It
say it
is.
is a thing that men can't handle it. It's like
It is. It's true
they
though.
always make it seem as if, oh no, a man can't. Like if you do it one time, a man can cheat on a woman like 50, 11 times.
Right.
And whether she knows about it or whether she's not, and she does this one thing, it's like she immediately becomes a whore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Mhm.
well,
Mhm.
well.
Let's bring up the hymen.
He's
I
he's a
mean,
whoremonger. He's a whoremonger if he does it.
But
That's the old school word, Old Testament word. He's a whore
whoremonger.
too. He's a whore too, though. Let's be real. Let's be honest. If you're a cheater, you're a cheater. Now, Sheena jumped from cheating and lying to stealing and murdering. Okay. Now, I will say this: a sin is a sin is a sin. If we go in biblical, you're right. A sin is a sin is a sin. But come on now. Come on now. Lying. Okay, we've all lied. So are we now all adulterers, stealers, and murderers because we've all lied in life? I mean, let's be realistic. I understand the
no,
spiritual
no, hold
connotation
on, hold on,
of
hold on.
sin, but
This is
but
what
but
this is what I mean. I'm saying if you would cheat, you would lie, you would kill, you would steal. I'm
flip it.
not.
You've lied in your life, haven't you?
Yeah.
Okay, we all have told a lie. So would you cheat? Would you kill? Would you murder? That's what I'm saying. You can say it one way, but you can't go back the other way. Oh,
Ooh,
look at God. Look at God. Look at God.
No,
Shutting that mess down. He's about to sell some. He's about to lie. Hey, guys, let
no,
me,
no,
I'm
no.
teasing. I'm teasing. I'm teasing. I mean, I feel you though. But I guess I'm asking y'all. I guess I'm asking, and I really do want to understand how women handle, or let me get the right words.
You
How
know
do
what,
women respond to cheating? Go ahead, Sheena.
Dave? I think it really just depends on the woman. Because,
Okay.
some people say, well, I've been with him for 20 years, or I've been with him for 18 years, and he been doing his thing. And I heard somebody say, you gon' men, they always gonna cheat. They always gonna cheat. So you gonna be single all your life if you
mhm,
expect a man not to cheat on you. But I
mhm.
disagree because I still think that there's still some faithful men out here that will wine and dine you, treat you like a queen, all of that. So I think it depends on if you want to settle or if you just want to wait. And like I said before, like what are your boundaries? And with your partner, what do y'all agree on? What is cheating to you? So I've been divorced. My ex-husband cheated on me with his ex-girlfriend. So I know what all that looks like, but that's a non-negotiable for me. Like you cheated. So a lot of people ask me all the time, if your ex-husband, if he asks you to take him back, what would you say? It's still a no for me. I forgive you, but that don't mean that we got to be in the same space.
Okay.
We got to co-parent our kids. Because in my mind, this is what I'm thinking. You cheated on me one time and I take you back. That makes it look like the behavior is acceptable and that it's a possibility for you to do it again. Now I got trust issues because I don't know. You did it one time. You might tell me, baby, I'm going to the store and you've been gone for almost 2 hours. You might be with a woman. I don't know. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it all depends on what you will allow. And for me, no, it's a non-negotiable. It's a no for me. So
Okay. So
Same for me. Um, it's not just the indiscretion, it's also how it would cause me to start looking at myself. I'm not really a check my man's phone, go through things kind of person. And I feel like if I were to try and stay and rebuild that, then it would change who I am at my core. So I'm just gonna leave. And I don't have all the lyrics in front of me, but Cardi B has a song called Be Careful.
yes,
And
with
in
me.
it, she talks about you got me looking at myself different because you're inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you should have been at work essentially, but you was out here chasing tail essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot that goes on once there's infidelity on either end, right? But
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, society, aka men, have made it more acceptable for a man to cheat because that's what he's expected to do. He's
Mm-hmm.
expected to be out here sleeping with, however, you know, sowing his wild oats, as they say.
okay,
But
wait. That's a
pardon?
uh continue because now we
Uh,
going somewhere else.
I think it's not discussed enough that being faithful is a practice.
That's correct. That part.
And it's
All
a
right.
practice before you're married.
And men aren't really socialized to practice that. It's like they're expected to just be wild bachelors and then suddenly settle down. How?
Yeah. I think it depends on, like I said, your mindset and your maturity. Because at the end of the day, you can keep your little man in your pants and don't have to be out here just like you said, chasing tails. So, you know, granted, of course, men, I know you're hunters and I know you're gonna look and I know that you want sex, but at the end of the day, you don't have to be a whore. So
It's I think it's also sometimes men aren't always given the proper tools to deal with some of life's stresses, and
mhm,
how they sometimes process things might be inside another woman, unfortunately. Um,
mhm,
What you say? What you
tra-
say?
tragic.
What you say? How men process things sometimes inside another woman?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you
Oh,
ever heard? Have you ever heard the phrase that they said to a woman? You know, girl, the best way to get over a man is to get under another one.
They
Yeah, I
say a
heard
You ever
lot of
heard
that.
that?
foolishness, but do I
Hmm.
listen? No.
It goes both. It
Absolutely.
goes. It goes both ways. Both ways.
but when
Right.
she's
But
getting over him, she's not with him. We're talking, I thought we were talking about when you're in a relationship and you're faced with the challenge of someone who you are in a committed relationship, whatever that looks like, whether it be marriage or boyfriend and girlfriend. And that person chooses to step outside, whether I find out because I'm snooping, or I find out because there's a baby, or I find out because you have told me.
Hmm.
The decision is on me. The onus is on me on what am I going to do? What's my next move? Now I have a dog. He's a rescue. Had him for about 3 weeks. He's not allowed in the kitchen. He's not allowed on the sofa. Not allowed on the bed. Right. My dad came to visit. My dad, unbeknownst to me, allowed him to be on the sofa. Dad leaves. I'm sitting on the sofa. The dog just hops up on the sofa. So I'm like, what the hell? I thought he should know. So I'd send a picture to my dad. I'm like, Dad, did you let the dog on the sofa? He was like, yeah, man, it was. So now the dog thinks that it's okay to be on the sofa. And now I have to work to help the dog untrain
Yeah,
him
do it.
because he
Yeah.
was allowed just that one time. This motherfucker, this puppy done hopped up on the bed with me now.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking like, now
Are
it's
you
worse
suggesting
because
that
he's around
men
all the time.
are dogs?
Excuse me?
Make
Are you suggesting that men are dogs and have to be trained?
Yes, humans.
Okay, so
Humans have to be trained.
what about
Very
women?
similar to
What about
dogs.
women? What about women?
sometimes.
Sometimes, yes. Mhm.
Mhm.
All right, so then I
There
would
is an alpha dog.
I would
In-
say
even in
this.
the wolf pack, there's an
I
alpha,
would
there's
say
a
this
beta.
then. I would say this. If you marry a puppy and you ain't train him right, don't get mad when he go pissing and shitting all over everything. You didn't train him right. What if I put the onus on the woman and say he cheated because you didn't do something at home? Something was
Well,
lacking.
no, timeout, flag on the play. This ain't Build a Man.
Ooh,
This ain't no
flagrant.
Build a Bear. No.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Really,
Mhm.
you should come with all the instructions. We're not playing that game.
Hold
We're
on.
not
So there's no
40
such thing as a help
minutes.
me. There's no such thing as I'm gonna help him reach his potential and help
Yeah,
him.
that's different. That's encouraging. That's inspiring. That's pushing them. That's helping them set they maintain their goals. It's not you saying, "Oh, let me build you. Let me help you build your credit. Let me help you get a job. Oh, you need gas in your car?" No, we're not doing that. Just like you, men, it's kind of different for y'all. Y'all are providers. So y'all gonna, work and give money and stuff like that. But nowadays, most women, we independent. We the breadwinners nowadays. So we're not building a man. We don't want.
So if he lacks, okay. So wait a minute. So a woman can't help a man in his infirmities. She can't help him get stronger.
Not that part.
She can't help him develop dick discipline.
Absolutely not.
He don't
I'm
know.
not interested in that.
Uh-oh. Thank you. There you go. Thank you.
Since you didn't do it for me.
So
That's a good one, Sophie.
I'm fully okay supporting my man's goals and dreams, but I'm gonna need him to come with some potential already realized at my
Absolutely.
big age.
Yeah.
Not the big
Okay.
age.
Yeah,
Because
at my big age.
absolutely. Because at the end of the day, what are we doing? Are we building an
Somebody
empire?
somebody asked me on Instagram what is dick discipline.
Yeah. What is it, Dave? Tell her.
Yeah.
Dick discipline is the same thing as coochie control. Keep your coochie to yourself. Keep your dick to yourself. Like you don't have to chase every skirt, and you ain't gotta open for everybody to knock.
Mhm.
Yeah, everybody to knock. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Shout out to Destiny. She used the word dick discipline.
Oh, okay, Destiny.
Mhm.
Okay, a little
But
razzle dazzle.
Can I dig
I
this one?
think it starts even before that, how you conduct yourself in the workplace, just out in the world as a man or a woman. If you're trying to be respectful to your partner and even just yourself in general. You know what I
Wait,
mean? I
you
think
got wait. Dick discipline starts at work.
No.
And that's what Kara said. I think it
I
starts
said
before
it
that.
starts before the actual act of intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dick discipline.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And coochie control.
Yes, that's why I said man or woman.
Okay. All right.
So you don't want to put yourself in certain situations that are going to make it harder to get out
Right.
of.
You ever seen those Instagram videos about new soaps or new colognes, and the women are like, "Oh my God, every time he wears this," right? And so there's this one where her man walks up and she smells his neck, and her kitty cat goes like it makes a. I wish I had a sound effect. It makes like a. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And she's just like, calm down.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we mean by like coochie control. Like even
Yeah.
though
It's self-control too.
yeah, because what's funny, the discussion tonight for everybody that's watching, the discussion tonight is how do you respond to cheating? This is Dave Life After Dark, episode number 256. How do you respond to cheating? That is what we're discussing, and we looked at the situation with Kel Mitchell from Keenan and Kel, where he found out that his ex-wife not only did she have an abortion, she had abortion before they got pregnant, which he knew about, but he found out the abortion was from a baby that wasn't his. Then he married her. Then she got pregnant, and then he caught her cheating, and he later found out that that baby wasn't his. So now it was like,
Oh, I didn't.
yeah. So
Oh,
yeah, he had twice. He married her. So
that's entrapment.
I
He knew.
mean,
He
he
knew.
knew though. So,
Yeah, he knew.
so we can't say he was totally entrapped. Maybe the first time was entrapment because he had no idea, and then they go get the abortion. So you know what, Sophie? Maybe it is somewhat entrapment in terms of she's out here fully getting pregnant before she finally honest and or gets caught or however it comes out. So maybe that part is entrapment. But he didn't have to marry the girl. And this is back to the topic. How do you respond to cheating? So I heard Kara say, I'm out. I heard Sheena say, yo, I'm out. So did we ever get your answer, Sophie, as to how
Sophie
you
said
respond?
I'm out too.
You said
Yeah,
you're out, Sophie?
I'm out now, but I can see how when your ego is crushed, when I'm not sure when the timeline when she disclosed the first abortion, and then she said to him that the baby that I'm pregnant with now is not mine. With him trying to the same way women, I think he reacted the same way a woman would. Okay, you had a baby outside of us, you had an abortion. Now she's pregnant again. Okay, you're with me, you want to be with me, so I'm going to rock with you, and I'm going to stay and try and see how I can make this better. If it's because of the ego, and male and female have a similar ego. An ego is not a representation of yourself. This man's ego was crushed. I'm dating this woman, I'm not sure if they were engaged or what it is, but I'm going to take this child on as if it's my own. She probably told him, I don't even care about him like that. He said he don't want nothing to do with the baby. Women hear that too. The man don't even want to be with me. It was a one-night stand thing. I don't even love him. It goes both ways. This man's ego was crushed. This is trauma. In the same way, I would say, as a woman. It's just because he happens to be a man, he did the same thing. How many women have married a man knowing that he has a 1-month-old that he just had? Or they get married and they're 2 months in and he has a 3-month-old baby. Oh, hey,
Okay.
Yvette.
Oh, so that's
Hey.
flag on the play right. Hey,
Hello,
Yvette.
everyone.
What's up, video lady?
So Sophie, that's flag on the play right there. Okay, 2 months and you just now,
It's wrong.
Not that it's wrong,
So-
but it's unhealed. That's unhealed trauma that you haven't even gotten over.
Mhm.
So it's just basically a band-aid. Yeah.
So some people could respond. Hey, Yvette, welcome to the stage, Yvette. Shout out to video lady Yvette in the building. All right.
Again.
I
Yvette,
want
did
to
you-
jump in because I watched the video.
Okay, cool. So I want to say this. Some people respond to cheating by, hey, we're gonna work through it. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna double down on our beliefs and our faith, and let's make it work. And some people, I've seen this movie before. I'm out. You ain't gotta say nothing else. We ain't got nothing to talk about. Some people, I guess, rebound and go find someone else.
Yeah.
I've heard of people who've been cheated on. I've heard of religious people who have been cheated on before marriage, and because the person they were with that they were supposed to be married to cheated on them, that person went and married the next person. Quick. It's usually like if a man cheats on a woman, the woman get the next man that's from the church that love her, and you know what? He wasn't the one. Then it must be Joseph, and he go marry Joseph. And it may or may not be Joseph. You don't know him. You're responding to the hurt and the pain of the cheating, and you're responding to the sin of, we were already fornicating. We shouldn't have been doing it. Now you go and cheat on me with a whore, right? And now
one time for the side piece, because let's not do the side piece like that.
Nah, let's do it like that.
Hey man, this is how they do it at church. They be calling them whores. They be calling them whores.
He's not making them a whore.
I think she was also an opportunist. I listened to him, and I think she took advantage of his position. He was dealing with a lot of loss. You heard he lost his 2 uncles. They was just shot and killed. He had another person that was killed. Then she shows up with the first baby that she lied to him about, and then told him later on, that it wasn't his after the abortion, like where, when she told him, I don't know. But if you listen to him, he was dealing with his own trauma. He was dealing with some hurt too, because here he was fighting for him and Ken to do more shows as well. And when they came out and kind of laughed at him, he was just hurt. He was he was operating in a place of pain. So he just wanted something to hold on to.
Yeah.
That's what, and when I listened to it, when I listened to everything he said, he was looking for something, someone to hold on to. He felt like his whole world was just shattered. The production company was doing him dirty. His boy Ken, who he was fighting, like he in the room, like, yo, if we gonna do this, let's do this together. He fighting for him, and then he ain't giving him the same love back. And, and he said that was all of that tumble down snowball effect was just happening in his world.
Yeah.
She was the one there to comfort him through that, but she's seen an opportunity.
So, because I mean, look, he was a child star and he was doing well. He's trying to cross over into manhood, and it sounded like he didn't have a lot of experience dating a bunch of women.
Yeah.
So he may not have been aware that she was an opportunist, possibly. Carol, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I always find it interesting when these conversations of infidelity come up. When the man cheats, a lot of people want to look at the woman and say, well, what weren't you providing for him?
Correct. Say that again.
Say it
again.
All right, hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Let me finish my statement. Let me finish my statement.
I'm sorry, Kara. Go ahead. You got it, Kara. My bad. I thought you were done. That was a pause for emphasis.
She's putting the cards together.
They look at the woman and ask what she wasn't doing or wasn't providing, what sort of peace was lacking in the home, or wasn't she busting it open enough times a week or a day or swinging from chandeliers. But when the man is the one that's cheated on, the reverse isn't asked.
That's true.
Well,
so in this case, we're talking about the wife, and unfortunately, she's not the celebrity, so we're probably not going to be able to hear as much from her. But what was lacking, to a certain extent, what I mean is she's not going to have the same access to platforms and follow-up interviews, and he has the larger space.
Right. Right.
But what was her situation? What was missing for her? Was she going through a stressful time? We're saying all of these things that were going on in his life while he wasn't really able to communicate and think clearly. He didn't have the support. She was also a young woman.
She was. And,
this is true.
I want to say this though. She ain't have to get pregnant though. That's irresponsible.
She didn't have to cheat. She didn't have to.
I know, but if she's going to cheat, that's irresponsible. That's just,
I'm not excusing it. I'm just saying the same grace is not offered on the other side.
I agree with that, especially with him being a celebrity, right? We do tend to go aside with the person we know their story,
who has the platform.
And we say, you know what? I grew up around Keenan and Kel. Oh man, I grew up watching it, man. No, and hey, now OJ, that's the juice. We grow up, we do that. We give them the benefit because we know them and we don't know the person in obscurity. Even with like Diddy and Cassie, we knew more about Diddy and we probably looked past what was going on with Cassie until now, 10 years later, we get the whole story. Now we can empathize with Cassie. But back in the day, when everybody was Diddy bopping and Harlem shaking, we wasn't thinking about Cassie too much. We was more worried about Diddy.
I was only listening to the music. I only listen to the music. I don't get, like I always say, I don't get involved with other people's life. And I'm only going by this because we're talking about it today. But I listened to his interview. And then she did have a rebuttal as well.
I'm gonna play it.
We ain't got to that yet.
I'm play it.
Video.
I'm about to play it in like 3 minutes because we're almost there. I need to do something though. I need to speak up for the brothers that try their best. Okay. Because I myself was tricked in college. I was bamboozled. I was taken advantage of. I was. It was the enemy. The enemy did a number on me, and then this older chick.
Every time he got his hat turned back and the shades on, you know it's gonna be some bull.
I've heard this, y'all.
We call it bull and.
Hold on. Have y'all ever heard this song? We didn't see it coming. Time just moved too fast.
Nope.
And I was slipping.
Nope.
Y'all don't know that one?
Shouldn't
Nope.
have been slipping. Shouldn't have been slipping.
Y'all gotta watch
Shouldn't have been
BMF, man.
slipping.
Y'all don't watch BMF?
No.
With
Oh, we
Charles?
do,
But
but
Okay, all right. So look here.
Who's BMF?
good job, Sophie. Good job.
tell the story for those in the back who haven't heard the
It's
story.
true. All right, listen.
No.
Y'all gotta watch BMF. BMF is Black Mafia Family. Okay, it's a show on Stars,
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
a real story about Big Meech and Terry Flannery. Okay, now in the show, Charles, the husband, their dad, and the wife Lucille, they went through a whole thing over season 2 and 3. All right, Charles. It all started like this, y'all. It all started like this. Lucille and Charles are in bed one day. They struggling. She work at Wendy's. He's a handyman, and he plays music at church. And he's like, Lucille, you awake? She's like, Charles, leave me alone. I gotta get up at 4 a.m. He's like, Lucille, come on, baby. And she's like, Charles. He's like, Lucille, it's been 3 weeks. She's like, tomorrow night, Charles, another time. I got to get her. You always doing it. He was like, Lucille, it's been. So she didn't give him no nookie. Okay. So Charles, the handyman, he takes up, Sister Mabel's reconstruction of her kitchen to help pay the bills. Sister Mabel, thick. She thick. She dragging that wagon, and Sister Mabel sip a little bit. Sister Mabel ended up talking about, Charles, I appreciate everything you're doing. You're such a good handyman, and Sister Lucille must be real proud of you. And Charles is like, well, so Charles eventually gets taken down by this whore, Sister Mabel. She's a whore. You gotta go watch it. Sister Mabel plied him with liquor. Sister Mabel kept inviting him over. She said, I'm having a little get together, Charles. Now, mind you, Charles ain't got no coochie. Okay, he ain't got no coochie. This is episode 6 or something. He ain't got no coochie. So he goes over there, and one time she grabbed his butt and kind of grab his Johnson, and he like, hey, she kind of corner him. He leave. But she keeps saying, come on back. We're having a party. Come on over. He goes over there one evening. And at the party, he's looking for Sister Mabel, and she fills him up and is all on him, and he has to leave. Like she attacks him. Charles is not trying. He don't want no. All he wanted was Lucille. Lucille wasn't giving him no coochie. So then he finally goes over there one day to help out, and he's like, "Hey, look, Sister Mabel, I can't help you no more." And she attacks him. She like turns around with her robe on, drops her robe. Charles raw dogs her against the wall. Raw dog. That's why they call him Charles. 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 He's raw dog Charles Flannery. He raw dogged her. And here's the worst part. He leaves home. This grunt. I mean, look, he's disheveled. He's Christian. He's like, oh my God, I screwed up. And the day he comes home, Lucille is like, Charles, I missed you, baby. It's been so many weeks. You're such a good man. She popped it open right there. He didn't get a chance to get in the shower. He raw dogged his wife after raw dogging Sister Mabel.
That's just nasty.
Yes, he did.
Just making it
yes, it
easy.
Is. And why'd I bring that story up? Because what about the guy that didn't mean to cheat? What about the guy or the girl that literally were not out here looking for coochie? They were trying to get coochie from their wife. They were trying to get dick from their husband. But the spouse, for whatever reason, is withholding. And the enemy out here in their ear, and they in their ear. And
he
then
knew this woman wanted him, and he kept going into the lion's den. This is a bad. No, this is a bad story. Because if you walking into the lion's den, like you keep going back. Like one day this lion going to eat my ass. Why do you keep walking up in there? So guess what? That lion ate his ass.
Ooh.
That's a horrible example. Horrible example.
I had one time for the red chair. One time for the red
that
chair. Every
women
time she
need
sit
to
on
have-
that red chair. Come on now, holy.
Right, it's the red chair talk. It
And
ain't
the
red
red
table.
lips. When Carrie got the red lips on,
Come on, say it one time. You say it every show when you're in that red chair. What's your favorite word?
Oh, penis.
What, penis?
Every show, she gotta say penis.
Why?
I don't know.
No, that's not my favorite word. I mean, talk about, man.
It's okay. I like peanuts too, Yvette.
But
Oh, I'm glad you don't like coochie.
Yeah, I don't like coochie.
And why do women call it coochies? I heard coochies have lint in them. I heard it's a
no,
pussy or
that's the word
vagina.
I
Why
use.
is it coochie? Where did
I
it?
don't like
happening here?
I don't like the PUSSY word. I can't. It just make. I have a story about that, but I can't tell it because people will know who see this. I can't stand that word, so it has to be coochie or vajayjay or pocketbook or I
Pocketbook.
can't. Pocketbook. That's my grandma.
That's the old, yeah, that's the old school right there.
Oh, but
I thought a
called it
pocketbook was really a
pocketbook.
purse. A pocketbook.
Yeah.
Okay,
Lord
let me
have
think
They
about
try
what
to
I
get your
call
pocketbook.
mine.
Okay,
I don't know if they
wait.
have the name.
Or hot pocket. I also have hot
Yeah,
pocket.
I like hot pocket. That was my word.
Yes, it's a hot pocket. I be telling you.
You gotta find a new one, sis. You gotta find a new one.
Hot pocket.
Yeah, I like hot pocket.
Is
Hot
it?
pocket
And
sounds.
it's a pocket.
No, hot pocket.
That's right.
Well, I guess because when you put it in the microwave, it warms up. That's just
Yeah,
like
but we
the
don't
hot
want it
dog.
burning. Burning is scary. We want it. We want it.
No.
We want it warm. We don't want it burning. Jesus.
You
Anyway,
gotta burn the hot pocket.
some
But
people-
anyway,
But
What
hot
about
pockets
the
are very
husband,
good and
Sheena?
tasty to some people.
Oh, Jesus Christ. She good and tasty. Yvette, where are you? Go sit down.
You know, Yvette, every time she gets a
can't
fresh
do-
blowout, she
Look
be
at her.
acting out.
That's right.
Look at
Hey,
the
look
hair.
at got a
Them
hair
It is
done, don't know how to act. Don't know how to act. You got a hair did, and she just don't know how to act.
It's not even done. This is
Every time she get a fresh blowout,
video lady, tell them to get off of you.
Don't know how to act. Get her hair done out here
you know
cutting
what?
up.
I don't even
Hot
care right now.
pocket.
'Cause
Some
you
people
know,
like
when
the
I
way the
get
hot pocket
tired,
tastes, all that stuff.
I'm
Eating.
speaking
and
fast.
don't be quiet, Kara, when she put on the red lips and get a new hairdo. It's
Look at Kara. I
Oh,
know,
yeah,
right?
Kara,
Out
listen.
there looking.
There is
Listen.
no.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that, Kara. I meant to do that.
Lady,
Kara,
she ain't
let me
selling
tell you.
houses. She got the cap on, turned to the back when she
She
got
bringing
the
it
red
on.
lip on.
Go
You know what
ahead.
though? I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
give. I'm gonna
Bring
give.
it up a little bit.
I'm gonna give
and
Kara
show
some
the
credit.
double
I'm gonna
D.
give Kara some credit,
Let
y'all.
Kara talk her
Let-
talk.
Let me bring
She's
Kara
still
to the
king.
front
Let
of the
Kara
stage.
talk her- and she got the nails done too.
Oh yeah.
And the background vibing and the hair up. See, I
Oh,
missed
yeah.
the memo. I didn't know we were supposed to do half up, half down. Because I could be on.
Oh yeah,
I
you
could
missed
have the
it.
same
We got
energy.
it.
But come
I
on
know,
now.
right?
You in the balcony.
You know what? Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Half up,
I
half
know.
down.
Y'all done
They
brought the
came
fire
with it.
tonight. What's
I've
going
been in construction sites this week, so I had to,
Look at y'all.
Standing on
And
business.
you put the lipstick on to go to the construction site? Is that what it is?
Sheena, you just need a red lip. You need a red lip. That's all.
I got it too. I just didn't put it on.
Go flip popping.
Y'all a mess.
So look,
It's a vibe
Christina,
all
you were
the
about to
time.
Sheena was about to rebuttal when I said, what about the person that didn't intend to cheat? What about the person that really didn't wake up and say, I'm gonna cheat on my spouse? But someone nipped at them. You can call it the devil, you can call it temptation, you can call it the flesh, but something just and they eventually find themselves in a predicament that they can't
What's
handle.
that called? A crime opportunity? Kara, what's that called? Is it
Wait,
called a
hold
crime
on.
opportunity?
It can
What's
be.
the legal word for it? When
Well,
you
it's not
weren't
really.
intending.
So you're probably saying you don't have the criminal intent, mens rea.
Yes.
But
Mens
that
rea.
doesn't mean you can't be guilty.
Thank
Wait,
you, Kara.
it's called
That's all I need
it's
to
called
know.
mens rea.
Mens rea.
What does that mean though?
So it's having the intent to commit a particular crime, and some crimes require you to have an intent to do so.
Okay, so I remember Jonathan Majors, they said he didn't intentionally
Correct.
hurt her. He accidentally hurt her by pushing her back in the car. It was so the assault charge was something lesser,
Yeah.
and I can't remember what it was
So,
called.
It's been a while since school and I didn't handle murder cases, but think about like murder versus involuntary manslaughter.
Okay, somebody died, but the intent to murder
Yeah.
wasn't there.
And I'm
Okay.
simplifying it just for conversation's sake.
So
but-
involuntary coochie slaughter or involuntary penis putilage.
No.
That's
It was
No, Dave,
premeditated.
it's
that's not
always
lesser. So wait. So do you
Putilage?
forgive a person? Do you forgive a listen, y'all?
You
Listen.
look that up.
Listen,
what is
do you-
tutelage?
I don't know. I was thinking pugilism. I was thinking when you fight. you know how pugilism is boxing for like beating people up. And if a woman accidentally beats your meat, it's by accident. But she just
Oh,
Listen,
me.
listen.
That's
Dick
just
me.
saying.
discipline and coochie control.
But what happens when Sister Mabel attacks Brother Charles and he's helpless because he ain't been getting no coochie from his wife for 18 weeks and he don't know what to do. And before he know it, before he
did
know
That's called rape. That's called
Self
rape.
control.
No,
that's
no,
a fact.
That's
That's a
control.
fact. That's a
That's
fact. No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Did he try to stop it?
In the TV show, not as much. I mean, a little bit,
He
but
didn't fight it.
he's
No.
stronger than her. He could have got that woman off of him.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
He
Yes.
But it's
wanted
not
it.
just physically. Did he say anything? Did he try and like gesture in any way
The-
for her
the truth-
or
the
a
truth
third
is-
party?
The truth is, maybe 5 episodes prior, he was like, "Hey, Sister Mabel, I'm just saying, Charles." But he kept coming back and helping her. And every time she made a pass, then he started smirking. Then he started blushing. Then he started hanging around. So it wasn't like the first time he said, "Yeah, I want some." It was about the 5th time she pressed him, and then she caught him after some drinks, and it was just a wrap.
Oh, the rap.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just got to be careful how you define that though, because if it was the reverse,
Yeah,
a man to a woman, it'd
Absolutely.
be a different conversation, right?
100%. 100%.
It's a very touchy area. So
Okay, so I'll leave the Charles falling into coochie joke. He didn't mean to cheat. I'll leave that alone.
okay.
I'll leave that alone. Everybody's culpable. We're not talking about sexual assault or rape. We're talking about people that choose to have sex with someone else.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's a
'Cause cheating-
mentality.
Cheating is a choice.
It's a choice.
Yeah, right. It is. It is definitely
It's a choice.
Cheating is a choice.
It's a choice.
Yes,
I mean,
it is.
coming from somebody who I thought at one point, like maybe I'm poly, because I understand how you can meet somebody, even though they're 20% and you have your 80, but you're still attracted to them. You still like them. You still enjoy their energy. And I can see how you can accidentally slide into a situation and you don't know how it could happen, and your legs, you're looking up and you're praying to God, but you see your feet at the ceiling.
Your knees just somehow, just magically
And you're just
appear to your
wondering,
ears. Your knees is
you know,
up to your ears.
Hands
you're
on
just
your
wondering
knees.
how, or your hand is going like this.
Right.
You're just wondering how.
Yeah.
Bobbing
And
in
you're
the
calling
circle.
on God, because he's always there. He's all knowing. You're saying, "Oh God, oh God," but he's not answering you. And you're just wondering how.
See, I can't even put him in the equation.
My
I
God,
don't-
my God.
Exactly, Yvette.
Why
Exactly.
hast thou
She-
forsaken me? Because now
See-
it's your fault, God.
See, now it's
I'm
God's fault.
calling
See,
on
right.
you.
Now it's God's fault. Right.
No,
Right.
I'm calling you.
Oh, you know what I
Multiple
didn't
times.
tell y'all? I didn't tell y'all, Sophie. So Charles repented, and Lucille was like, "You got to sleep in the other bedroom." She gave him a hard time for like a whole season. But then a doctor, her ex-boyfriend, before she married Charles, her ex-boyfriend became this doctor. He was chocolate.
Mhm.
He was, handsome guy. And this Negro chased Lucille for all of season 3. And Lucille finally, like Charles, first it was a little touch, then it was a little hangout, and then Lucille finally gave in. But I'm gonna tell you what she did. Lucille got the divorce papers and had Charles sign them. And the minute he signed them, and she was like, "Well, I don't want to be here. We're just gonna be friends." Mind you, they still living in the same house.
Okay.
She went on a date with the doctor, gave him the coochie, and the next morning he was like, "Hey, I need to be honest with you. I'm engaged. I've been engaged for 2 years, but I just don't know if she's the one. And I've been trying to figure my life out. And all I could think about is us in high school and what could have been." And
You
she
know
said,
what? People do that in real
hold on.
life.
Yeah, they do.
You know what she
That's
could
where
get
the
that.
you know
stories
what she
come
said,
from.
Sheena? You know what she said? Now, mind you, she didn't woke up. She didn't gave this man coochie and all this stuff. She didn't thought she was in love. She thinking she gonna leave Charles and go marry this man. He said, "Lucille, I need to tell you the truth." She said, "Oh Jesus."
Oh, bless her
She said,
heart.
"Oh Jesus." She said, "Oh Jesus." That man was like, "I'm engaged." She said, "Oh." She said, "Not only are you a liar," she said, "I'm not gonna be a cheater. You done made me a cheater, and now I'm not gonna be the second woman." She said, "I refuse to be the second woman." She left. She went to the church and became a minister.
Mm.
But the truth is, she could have. Now we're talking about how do you respond to cheating. Remember, you guys, I'm keeping us all focused. How do you respond to cheating? Lucille could have said, I'm going to stay and I'm going to forgive Charles and we're going to work on it. She said, I'm going to stay, but I don't know if I'm going to forgive you. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to take this as my opportunity to get my lick back. And then she was like, oh, and as a matter of fact, this doctor makes way more money than you. It's my way out of poverty. I gave you my youth and my years. I'm going to go get what I should have had before I met you. I should have stayed with the doctor. So she switched from, I don't know what I'm going to do to I'm going to make you pay. And then I'm going to go get what's best for me. And it turns out it was a lie.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
rule
Go ahead,
number
Yvette.
one.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead, Yvette.
So basically, my remedy for when you've been cheated on or you've been in a bad relationship, my remedy is spending time with yourself, looking at everything. Look at the role you played, look at the role they played, understand where it came from. Sometimes you may have done absolutely nothing because there are cases where you were the good person and whatever is wrong, it's on that person. So that person allowed their problems, their brokenness to become your problem. So you need to remove yourself from it and then work on you for a moment. Meditate, spend some time with yourself, get to know the things that you like again. Because a lot of times when people get in relationships, they entangle their world into the other person's world. A lot of time it's the woman, she loses herself. Sometimes it can be the man, he loses himself trying to be everything for that person. So therefore you no longer do the things that you did that brought you joy. So you need to step away from it. Don't jump back into anything else. Getting under somebody or on top of somebody does not fix a relationship. It does not fix the brokenness. So you have to figure out what that is and learn from what did go wrong. And don't blame the next person because everybody has to earn their own merits of who they are, their own integrity and their own honesty with you. So don't blame the next person. I'm done.
So I just want to piggyback off what you said. Yes, I totally agree that yes, we should be getting our own healing from the past trauma that we've been through or the breakup or whatever. However, people don't do that, especially men. I know so many men that are like, okay, I just got a divorce. In 2 weeks, they with another woman. And so that's a band-aid because that's how they maneuver. That's how they get their healing. And I've even asked, like, how are you going to get fully healed if you
hold on. Sophie.
Hold on.
Can you mute? Because I'm hearing makeup bags and scruffling and scratching.
Girl, who you trying to get?
I love you, girl.
I'm trying to
who's trying to get you
myself together because I married I was the rebound, you know.
Oh wow.
So I'm just trying to distract myself so that I don't get emotionally like, you know.
Oh, well, talk about it, Sophie.
Ready at all. So I'm trying to like, disengage so that I'm like
So Sophie.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I hit a nerve or anything?
Oh no, I'm good, you know, because it took me a while.
Sophie, you said you were the rebound. Oh, no, you said you married the rebound.
Yes. No, yeah, I was the rebound. I was the mustache.
Okay, so what the hell? Not the mustache. What, did he like men?
No, the ex-wife left him for a woman.
Okay, so the ex-wife. Okay, wait. So who got cheated on, him or the ex-wife?
He got cheated on.
So he's Kel,
and the ex-husband is hung like
you know what? This is not.
She can handle it. She can handle it.
He was hung like Donkey Kong. So I know it hurt his ego because it's like, hey, I got this. You know, can you throw it over your shoulder like a continental soldier? Do your ears hang low? The ex-husband.
Is that how y'all feel when I be talking about coochie? This is uncomfortable. I don't want to hear about. I don't want to hear about this man Johnson. Is this how y'all feel when I bring up coochie?
Yes. I've been telling you this for years, sir.
I know. So it was okay. Well,
I don't describe the characteristics of the coochie. I just say the word coochie.
Yes, you do. You used to.
Okay. Well, I did back in the day.
It's okay. You need to be uncomfortable for you to heal too and get used to what we deal with. So step into the woman's world for a change. How about that?
Okay, well, y'all go ahead and talk. This is what I'm.
You got me on.
Hello, lady.
That's okay. That's okay. He'll be back. Don't worry.
Yeah. He can't stay away for long. Girl, this man was hung. I know it hurt his ego. I didn't know he wasn't officially divorced yet. And he wanted really a mustache to kind of show to her, like, I can get women, like I can find someone better than you. And she's a beautiful woman. I think she was just going through a very, very hard time. And she ended up just going with the next person that showed her love. It just so happened to be a woman. She's not gay. Even if she was, I feel like his ego was just so hurt, and I put the razzle dazzle on there because I do believe that, if he was a smaller size, or because men think because they have this girth and length and longness that it's supposed to like do something, like it's supposed to keep you. Like I got this, I'm supposed to like nothing else matters.
Mean nothing.
Baby girl
It
left.
can be too much.
Yes.
You're not going.
I know a lot of women
no.
manipulative.
You're not going to correct her and tell her to calm down and stop being so graphic like you did me, Kara. You're just going to let her run and talk
Mind
about
your
girth and
business.
length and.
David,
So,
you gave her the spotlight. What am I supposed to do?
No.
that's hilarious. Where's my thing? That's pretty good, Sophie.
Now be
I like that
stressing
one.
me out.
Kara,
I
let
like
me cook.
Kara,
Oh my
Kara,
God.
you be getting on me if I go too
David,
graphic. You be like, but she just talking about girth.
David, you left and gave her a spotlight. What was I supposed to do?
But if you the content police, why don't you police her?
Contact police, sir.
You only policing Dave.
I can't say girth.
We were trying to
Is
respond
YouTube
to
gonna
all of that.
cancel us if I say girth and length and weight?
No.
It goes back
We were
to
just
like
going
the
to say
ego.
it's too much.
It does.
It goes back
It
to
is
a
not
man's ego.
pleasurable. You can't. That thing. It don't go. It's
Gotta
not
be
pleasurable. For
ego.
those of you who think, oh, I want this and I want that. If it's this long, how you gonna put it?
Ma'am.
When you see that thing coming up out your ribs,
No.
when that thing is coming out, and it's hitting a pelvic.
No.
Where the camera at? That is not. That is. You need to go to surgery. That is not.
You just look at it and say, where are you going to put that? Where? Huh?
Where are you
Where's
gonna put
that
that?
going?
What
Yeah,
was the
where's
topic?
that going?
What's happening here?
It's not. Y'all.
How do
can
you
have it.
respond to
Matter
cheating?
of fact, a bunch of women are having it right now. But when you're married to it,
I won't
and you
cheat
gotta
on that.
Deal with that. That is, I'm competitive. When I'm going a certain level down, and there's still this much left, you hurt my ego. How about that?
Oh my
I
God.
feel like I'm not accomplishing the goal. I'm not.
Y'all see what happened when I let Sophie
even have
run?
enough
Y'all see what
Yeah.
happened?
I got one
That-
hand here and another hand here, and I need another. I got this
Sophie.
foot.
Sophie.
Sophie,
No,
okay.
Lord, you
That's
can
enough.
just
That's enough.
Uh,
That's enough.
I repent.
We know what
It's
Sophie be
over.
doing.
All
We
right.
know what Sophie be doing in her free time.
Listen, okay, but this is a good question though. Look, someone said, "What's the topic?" The topic is how do you respond to cheating, y'all? This is Dave Life After Dark. It is episode number 256. We actually are. I know we having fun. We actually are discussing something here. How do you respond to cheating? So I would like to ask the audience and the people that's in the comments, how do y'all respond to cheating? I see a few people watching still. How do y'all respond to cheating? Do you guys get retribution? You pay them back? You cheat back? Do you leave? Do you forgive? Do you forgive but don't forget? Meaning you kind of hold it against them. How do you respond to cheating? So put that in the comments. And while y'all do that, I'm going to play.
One last thing.
Yes, ma'am.
It
Absolutely.
reminds me of our great philosopher, Jasmine Sullivan. How bust the windows out your car?
Mhm.
Oh,
Mm.
Some women get back in that way.
Yeah,
mm.
I did.
Destroying property, trying to make
Yeah.
them hurt in a way that they hurt. So it
Exactly.
always got to be
I did.
sexual.
Slash your tires and everything. Because don't
Yeah.
play with me. I gave you all these years of my life and was loyal to you, and you want to cheat on me?
Now,
With
I'm not
somebody
going to
that you
destroy property.
Or
But
no, I am sorry.
I'm not doing it. I'm too little to go to jail. No, thank you. David.
You know, I had one situation. Well, it was early
Yvette,
on.
did you miss this? You know what this is?
We ain't gotta run it
I
back.
did miss that.
It's okay.
The hymen.
I did miss that. What is that? What is that?
Nothing. Go ahead, tell your
Yeah.
story.
Not the Heisman, the
Okay.
hymen.
Okay, so I had a situation early on, my late 20s, early 30s, late 20s, early 30s. And that was the first time, because I never thought I can be toxic. And I found out that I could be. I realized a person can take you there. When you are extremely good to somebody and they're doing everything, lying, cheating, you're living with the woman and then going to another woman's house. And then I'm like, oh, is he there? She says, yes. I said, put him on the phone. And he pretended he did not know me. So that scene with Waiting to Excel, when she done burned up everything, I did that. I took off, but it was before the movie. I didn't even know the movie wasn't even out yet. I had taken everything, passport, everything. Oh, you don't know me? Okay. All your stuff is in my closet. Okay, you don't know me. Or everything. Threw it in a barrel. He had brought home a bottle of sherry. Sip. Threw it in it. Fire.
You burned
So that's what I
everything?
did. Everything. He was walking around with one Fila sneaker on because he had hurt his leg. I did everything.
Damn, not a Fila. Jesus.
Forever I Love It 11, wasn't it?
Come on, man. You know what you did? You hit him with hot grits.
No,
Yeah, but no,
like
because
we can't.
you're in another woman's house talking
No?
about you don't know me. So if you don't know me, that means your stuff don't exist. It never been here. You don't know me. So now you go try to stay with this woman that you're doing this, because I didn't give you any of that. You know what I'm saying? I none of these things. So I learned then, and then it went on. I've done other things too that I'm not proud of.
I know.
But it made me feel like this person can move me like this. I need to remove myself from this situation because I would be the one going to jail and he would be there laughing at me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
They.
it's like, so you got to know when someone is pushing all the buttons to make you crazy. And you don't want to be that crazy person when you're normally a sane person.
Yeah.
Anybody that know me is like, oh, she's got her head together. But when someone can push you to that level of festivity, as I call it, that you're being removed from your normal self to do crazy stuff, you have to remove yourself. So I had to do that, remove myself. And then I said, okay, when I see anything, that's when you learn from the relationship for what you will do and what you will not do. So that's when I learned, when I see something like that, if a person is doing anything or moving that way and making me feel, it's time to say bye-bye. I will not allow you to get to that point. And a lot of people don't allow themselves to get to that point. They stay in it and they keep going through the hurt and the pain, where the hurt and the pain is adding up and piling up, and then the straw just broke the camel's back, and now you crazy and killing somebody. You don't want to put yourself in that situation. Remove yourself. Don't allow somebody to keep hurting you over and over and over again. And that happened once in my life and never again.
That's
Know
why
your
I like
strength,
that.
girl.
Not to try and shine light on Kara so much, but that's why I marvel at women that are like, oh no, that have never busted the windows, that just have the mental capacity to remove themselves, that know that even though I don't know if I can handle this or not, I'm not even going to allow myself to be in the situation. I didn't have that. I had to grow through that after yelling and fighting and cops being called. I had to grow through that. So I marvel at women that get it, because there's no happy ending. There's no happy ending. I particularly don't like when I hear these couples in church. It's usually a potluck scenario where they're dressed in all white and you have the, big mama sitting down and she's in a wheelchair. And then there's grandpa standing up and he's put his hands on her shoulder and he's saying, this woman done been with me through so much and we got 50 years and, I'm just so grateful for her. And she got her big hat on and you really can't see her face. And he just building her up, but you put her through so much hell. And we're supposed to, as members, think that she deserves a crown. I'm like,
well,
I don't see you as a winner. I see you as somebody who's giving your life for somebody that now in his old age, when nobody wants him, now he's a good guy.
It depends. Hold on now, but it depends on what you're looking at and the goal. because when you talk about a church scenario, right? I'm not asking anyone to accept someone that does them wrong. But if they so choose to, if they so choose to forgive, if they so choose to persevere, if they so choose to allow that person a second chance, and that person does right for the rest of their life, maybe it's seen as a good thing from a spiritual standpoint that you forgave, that you believe, that you persevered. If you give that person a second chance and they just keep using you over and over again, maybe it can be seen that you were just being a fool because that person never ever, or someone might say, but that person is strong because they stayed. And I'm just saying, we can't let someone's flowers or good be evil spoken of. Some people persevere and it's a good thing and they're stronger for it. And then some people, of course, persevere and they're just being used over and over because the other person ain't never trying to change. So it could go both ways. So is what I'm saying, Sophie.
Yeah, it's just my personal thing. I don't,
Yeah.
I can't, I don't, I feel like it's been, and I won't harp on this, but religion and the church does women a disservice by making us feel like you have to go ahead and love him through his immaturity. You know, I know it's difficult to you have a brand new baby, you know, and he's got another one coming, and you don't may not be financially stable. You may not have education because you devoted your life in supporting him. You feel like you've done the right things, and you're staying because you're afraid of what it's going to look like. You know, so you stay and you persevere. And I use that very loosely. You persevere, and then now when you're 50 years later and you got children in between your kids, you know, that's an L to me. That's not a win.
Yeah, y'all ain't gonna like me too much after this here.
Oh, we're gonna love you regardless.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I had just had literally a couple hours ago just had this conversation telling my friend about my take on religion now. I grew up in the church. I mean, I went to Catholic school. My mother just beat me in the head with just a whole. I mean, we went to Methodist church, Catholic church, Baptist church, baptized Baptist mother. You know, just all this religion. But as I grew and I started seeing and I started thinking for myself, and then I've worked on a couple of religious shows and video person for a few churches and stuff like that. I started seeing things different. Then I have a girlfriend that's atheist, and I actually am a cinematographer in a movie called The Meaning, which I actually got to interview different religious backgrounds and Muslims and you know, and Jewish and just anyway, like, so I got to really dive more into the rim of religion and Yahweh and whatever. So I came out with this for me that helps me. I'm spiritual now. I consider myself more spiritual. I do believe in a God. I do. I believe because we take parts of the Bible and people use it for what they want to make it work for them, not really following everything. And we all tend to use the parts that we want to and don't use the rest. Like when people say, oh, I eat shrimp. Okay, well, Leviticus tell you not to eat shrimps and all this certain seafood because they're like the bottom feeders of the sea, but we still eat shrimp and lobster and all this stuff because it's great for you. So we take the parts we want. Okay, everybody's premarital sex all up in here. Okay, but it distinctly tell you no premarital sex. But we do it. Everyone's like, oh, I need to taste it. So it's like, so we take the parts that we want. So what I decided to do in my life was take the part, like I like the Proverbs 31 woman. She is a strong woman. She goes out, she do what she wants to do. I always say the book of Corinthians, I like that book because it also depicts the roles that we're supposed to have as a family, your roles. We are supposed to, the man is supposed to be the head, but that don't mean he's the dictator. And everybody takes that out of text. The decision is supposed to be made with the both, but people take that out of text, almost like the woman's word don't matter. We are supposed to raise our kids up in the way that we want them to go, but people take that out of text. So because of humans, have taken everything out of text and and then even if you know who King James is, if you do you know who King James really is? Do you know who this man was? Like, but yet we got the King James Bible. Like, why would I follow that? So I take the parts that make sense to me, for me. Going to church or listening to certain words of the Bible helps me diversify my love for others. And that's what I take from it. I'm going to love you regardless. I'm going to love you in spite of yourself. I'm just going to love. I like to do the love walk, not the hate walk. So that's who I am. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things that I've taken. And as for women, I think you're right. I mean, you got to look at the strong women of the Bible. There were some very strong women of the Bible. Jesus had women all around him. All right. But if you listen to it, it's the man's world. They would make it seem like we only are there just to be helpmates. But we were there in so many other capacities. We really were. And so we have to come to the conclusion, I mean, at least I did, that we go together. Right now, the world would make us think that we are against each other. We got to be together to make it right. It's the yin to the yang. That's why there is a man and that's why there is a woman, to come together, because we complement each other in different ways. You know what I'm saying? We complement each other in different ways. I can't be a man. However, I've been carrying the weight of the world of a man because I'm here handling a household by myself, handling cutting the yard, handling going to work, handling, you know what I'm saying? Trying to be everything, raising kids by myself. So a lot of women have taken up that role. So when men say women can't be soft, it's because of the way society and the world has made it for us. And then you also got to look at the reality. There are more men on this earth than there are women. That's why men do half the stuff that they do, not even realizing what they're doing to the women.
So
I said a mouthful.
you did. And I let you land your plane, especially
Thank
because it
you.
was a very personal and religious plane. So I don't want to be accused of, muting nobody.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yvette,
Yes.
I'm going to refrain from comment. I'm
See?
gonna let you have
I have a comment.
your personal beliefs out. But I'll just say this, that there are people that have an issue with all types of stuff about the Bible and all types of stuff about the people that brought it together and made it 66 volumes. That ain't got nothing to do with God. All the flaws that men have ain't got nothing to do with God. And I'm saying that to my followers and the people that are watching my show, right? I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. And I don't condemn people if they don't. That's their choice. And I'm not condemning, Yvette, we good. Yvette, I'm not going to ever come against you. You my friend. But I will say, for those that are watching, there are principles in the word that man can't mess up. Like we could do a lot of stuff and make a lot of stuff wrong, but forgiveness, repentance, loving someone, laying down your life for a friend, there's concepts in there that should truly show you who God is. And so when it comes to how you respond to cheating, yeah, some people may say the church might tell you to stay. Some people might say the church would not condone divorce. Some people might say, well, only if you are cheating or only if there's domestic violence, right? But people could read into what they want, but that doesn't mean that God himself has wants anyone to suffer. Wants anyone to suffer, right? So yeah, I don't want to take it completely to a religious show tonight, so that's why I'm gonna leave it there. And yeah, I'll leave it right there. Kara, somebody has something they want to say.
Kara has something to say.
Yeah, I will defer to your comment.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's thank you for sharing, Yvette. Let's get to the next clip. I want to show y'all this clip, y'all.
Oh,
right.
Dave, I'm gonna miss it.
You got to hang out, Sheena. Tina, you ain't been on the show
It's
in
late over
18
here.
weeks.
Hey, we struggling.
It's 12, yeah. So I
It's
was
12:05.
It
You
is
must didn't get
12.
you didn't
I'm
get my
with
text
Sheen.
earlier.
No, I
I
didn't.
text you earlier. See, you don't be responding.
I ain't see it. Okay, well, okay.
I text you earlier. I said, Dave, I got a hard stop at 12. It's
I didn't know you.
12:05.
I ain't see that. Okay. All right. So we don't want to cover her response tonight. It is late. And I got all three of y'all are in Atlanta. Dang. And
And
you
I'm in Florida. I'm right here. You
All right.
all on the East Coast.
Okay. So
Where your boys at tonight? They messing up. We need to
I
get the
missed
man
out.
No, they heard cheating and they said not interested.
Exactly right. Where they at?
I don't know where my
I'm looking
boys
at
at.
you, Tony. Mm-hmm.
I sent Tony the link. I sent Estevan. I sent Al. But
I just knew
but
Mr. Al was gonna have some stuff to say.
Al
I
and Tony
know.
are regulars, so normally they here. I don't know what happened tonight.
Well, I hope they are well, safe, and wherever they are.
Yeah, I appreciate that. They might. I almost said something. Let me shut up.
Yeah,
Y'all been cheating?
are they using dick control? Do they have dick control?
Cheating?
I'm
You know what
sorry.
to say.
Discipline. I
Discipline.
don't know. I don't know
I'm
what's
not gonna
going
do
on.
them like that.
I don't know.
I hope they're okay.
No, everybody they doing their thing. They got jobs and all that stuff. So, and I know Al coaches. I know Tony has shows. So things come up. Man, I really would like to continue with the other clip, but if it's getting late and it is we already at
Show
2
it real
hours.
quick because we're talking.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I'm
play it real
curious.
quick. Yeah, I am too. I'm
All
curious.
right, I'm
I've
just
seen
gonna
a
play
little bit of what she
I
said.
know I'm gonna have something to say. So
Okay, well then you go first. Okay. All right, I'm gonna play the clip. All right. This is his ex-wife that she responded. He made the clip with Club Shay Shay. I guess like yesterday or today it premiered, and so now here she is with her actual response, like in real time. This is not old. This is like from today.
So, Kel, who is this person that was pregnant? Because it was not me. Like, who was this? And then other thing is, like, how do you remember all these pregnancies, but you don't remember your kids for like years? Like, I don't even know, 13, I don't know, 14. And then how do you remember all these pregnancies, but you don't remember Nick, in my cheerleading outfit, right? Like, how does your memory work exactly? Because you remember lots of things about me from a long time ago. And it's kind of odd, like how your memory works. Like, do you remember
Nick? Who is Nick?
I don't know.
Nick
Do you remember
Cannon.
your daughter in a car accident? Do you remember your son losing his tooth?
Allegedly.
Do you remember taking your kids' money? Do you remember being completely physically, mentally abusive? Do you remember that you used to beat me and hit me and choke me and strangle me when I would come out the hospital because I have sickle beta thalassemia disease? Do you remember that? Do you remember that you were addicted to sex? Do you remember that? Do you remember me catching you with a man? Do you remember that? Do you remember
Let me mute.
you using the money that I created to pay for an entire woman's place? Do you remember that? Do you remember taking the kids to Chicago and not telling me? Do you remember unilaterally filing for divorce and then moving back in with your mistress? Do you remember that? It's just, your memory is so strange. Like, do you remember that you didn't have any money for 5 years and the studio told you that, basically told everybody that you were dead? And so I had to write a pilot for you. Do you remember that I wanted to be a mathematician, but instead I decided to be in a rap group with you? Do you remember that? Do you remember that when no one else was talking about you, I produced and wrote Kel Videos Live? Do you remember? Do you remember I also wrote and produced Ganked? Do you remember that? Do you remember that movie that you did with Cedric the Entertainer? The one that I gave you? Do you remember that you took that and you sold it for $2,500? Do you remember that?
It's like a 14-minute clip, so we can't play the whole thing. But basically she's accusing him. Well, I heard her say she accused him of Do you remember Nick in a dress? What they talking about? Nick Cannon?
Yeah, I just sent you
Yeah.
the link.
Yeah,
Look in the
she sent
chat.
it. I got it.
Okay. All right. So parent. So she's suggesting that he liked men.
Well,
Mhm.
she's suggesting that Nick Cannon allegedly was in their marital bed wearing her cheerleader outfit and dancing.
Wow.
Mm.
And it wasn't a comedy skit.
No mention of that. But if she was this goes back to the celebrity piece. If she was a celebrity in her own right, the story wouldn't have died down as quickly. You didn't even hear about it.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah, you're right. If we knew her and had some emotional connection to her, we would give more credence. We would go, oh, okay, well,
Yeah.
wait a minute. But did she deny that she got pregnant by
No, she
someone
never
else?
denied it. Mm-mm.
Okay, so she just said, okay, we mudslinging now, dirt and
Yeah.
dirt.
Well, and obviously I haven't heard the entire clip, but she says that he's remembering things that she doesn't. Where are you getting these memories from?
Selective memory.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and who knows how far the clip goes and what she's trying to explain, but it seems like she's trying to say it didn't happen as he's remembering.
Mhm.
But she also didn't explain how it did happen.
But how do you explain something that didn't take place?
Well, I mean, Risa Tisa did. Risa Tisa spent her time and gave us the whole thing. Now, I'm gonna say this though. Look, if you notice, she said story time. Who the fuck did I marry? She's trying to do a Risa Tisa. Part
It's
of
not
me,
gonna
right? And
Oh, that's
part
not
of me
fair, Dave.
ain't not fair. I'm reading
No,
what she has on her
that's
camera.
true.
Look at what it
How's that
says.
Risa Tisa?
Look at what it says. Story time. Who the fuck did I marry? You know, Risa Tisa got famous by and has an agent
Yes.
now by doing an entire 50 episode series on. Y'all know we did the whole show on who the f did I marry. So it looks like she's trying to say, hey y'all, I got my own story too. And look, Kara, I'm not trying to diminish her, and I'm not trying to say that everything that Kel said is true. And I am agreeing that because we know him as a celebrity, we tend to give him more credence and grace. I admit to all of that. But I am saying there is a such thing as people that are trying to also get famous, or people that are trying to create a narrative, or people that are going to throw mud, right? Yet, like, it could be true that she cheated, and it could be true that she got pregnant by two different men. It could also be true that Kel liked men and was cheating and was messing with men. That could be true. It really could be true.
There are a couple things that are different between her version of Who Did I Marry and Risa Tisa. Risa came with tons of receipts, and it was relatively soon after the experience happened. This young lady, I didn't even remember what her name was. I didn't even remember he was married, quite frankly.
Yeah,
So for her to kind of come out of obscurity, and I know it's in response to this interview, I understand why she would feel the need to defend herself, but I wasn't even curious enough to look up and see who she was.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying I'm not a celebrity by any stretch of the imagination, so I'm not trying to say she is no less of a human, but
Yeah.
you know, he's also not currently hot. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, you know, a Will
Well,
Smith.
you know what's interesting though, y'all? He did get a Club Shay Shay interview, and now the
I was
reason
surprised.
yes, thank you. Now I'm not gonna say that Kel is not a noteworthy person. I mean, he did Good Burger. He did, Kenan and Kel. He a child star. He has a whole story. I do remember when Kel came out as a Christian, and I was like, oh man, okay, he gave his life to Christ.
Oh, sorry.
Damn.
I was
Damn. He can't be a Christian, so
I'm sorry. It was accident.
oh
I was trying
man.
to say I have to go potty.
Oh, we're gonna go. We're gonna go. We're gonna end it.
Okay.
Sheena, did you have something you wanted to add? I know you said you were gonna say something when you saw the clip.
Oh no, I'm good.
You good? Good.
I'm good. I agree with Kara. What she was
Okay.
saying. She pretty much hit the nail on the head.
Y'all know what I didn't like about this clip? As I put it next to my picture. Yo, I don't like her angles.
Oh yeah, she shoots her videos like me. It's hostage. It's hostage video.
Yeah.
I mean,
Her lip like it's busted now. Look at her lip
Yeah.
a little busted
And
now.
her face.
she got to do something
Oh,
better
damn.
because she's like this in the camera, like
Mhm.
down on an angle.
Yeah.
And I know my camera is close. I get that. That was on purpose. But I bring my camera close so y'all can feel intimate. But I'm
called
not all like this.
extreme. That's an extreme close up. Extreme.
Yeah, that's she. Yeah, and so some people said, is she doing this in the U-Haul? Some people were like, where's she at? But they were trying to look at her background, trying to figure out where she was and what she's, you know what I mean? And so I don't know. She came off with the whole laughing. I don't know.
It's almost like she's trying to do it battle rapper style.
Yeah.
She's not. Risa Tisa told the story.
Yes.
She painted a picture for us.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, she
We
did.
get in 50 questions about stuff that she hasn't made us care about.
Right.
True.
Exactly.
And Risa Tisa
And
did
it's
it in
like
50
tit for tat.
episodes. And Risa Tisa, it took her time to get through it. She was telling us, she reeled us in and told a story. And I don't even think Risa Tisa was trying to be famous. It seemed like this young lady might be either.
She was healing.
saying-
She was trying to heal. Risa Tisa was just
Risa
trying
Tisa.
to do like, this is my life. This is what I went through. What did I do? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, watch out because this could happen to you type of thing. Like almost like a her own lifestyle documentary of what she just went through. That chick is just, well, what she pulling the unicorns out the skies? Well, what do you remember? And do you have amnesia? And I don't have time for this girl. So.
It was there was no arc to it.
It seemed it. Yes, Sophie.
It looks like definitely somebody who is not accustomed to being in front of the camera. Let me find my angle.
You got to go the other way. Yes.
Okay.
Opposite. Yeah.
So it sounds like it is somebody, it looks exactly like what it is. Somebody who is not accustomed to being in front of the camera, somebody who was married to somebody who was a celebrity, who was accustomed to playing the second fiddle, being in the background, being quiet, trying to make sure that you protect your spouse and letting things ride, supporting him. And she's just ranting. She has no help. She has no publicist. She doesn't have a good foundation, unfortunately. She didn't.
When you
just
saying
thinks
her
that
foundation is
lip
bad, you
gloss
saying her
on.
makeup is bad.
She thought that it would be okay to hold her camera very close to her face and not find the correct, and just kind of do this because I don't know if she was in a U-Haul, but she thought that it would be okay because she didn't have any help. And if she had relaxed and really gave it the credence that it needed, we would have taken her a little bit more seriously, and it wouldn't have looked like just shots fired, like you're just kind of going off the top of your head. And it's unfortunate because I do believe that some of the things she's saying is probably true.
Yeah.
But when you serve, I know Bill Cosby had a situation where on his show, on the Cosby Show, where one of the daughters had a great guy that she liked him, and he gave her the analogy that you presented him on a great steak and you presented him on a trash can lid. He's so great, but the way you presented him was on a trash can lid. So even though these things may be facts, you were like,
it's
you
the
were
way
like this,
Yeah.
and we couldn't even really really even, and you were just rambling, and you could have went on. There's so many shows that would have probably have loved to have paid you, to have you come down, sit, dress, get your lighting and your makeup together, and you could have spoke, and they could have asked questions, and you could have actually have shared what you meant by Nick in a dress, but what you meant by, and actually have a banter with you so you can kind of like prove your point, because you didn't answer the question.
Yeah,
she's
didn't.
in a
She didn't
tough
respond.
spot though. She's in a really tough spot. There's a part of me that feels a little sad that if she didn't want to discuss the abortions, that they're now public.
Yeah.
She also, it's just not a fair playing field. He was on a professional set. Yeah, you might say it's just a podcast, but this is
it's the
this
biggest
is one of the
50 million
premiere.
views. That's
Exactly.
the biggest. Yeah, it's a real thing now.
So her production was not going to be anywhere near what it
Yeah.
was
50
for him.
million,
Because
yeah.
what other reputable place would be interested in a sit down interview with her?
Yeah.
And then if she did find a podcaster interested that was paying her, then they should be criticized for that. So
Mhm.
she's just losing
She
before
can't
she
win.
starts.
Yeah, she can't win. Sheena, you wanna rock out? I know you gotta go. All right.
Yeah.
Sheena, I appreciate you. This is Queen
Good
Sheen.
night,
Thank you
Sheena.
for being
Good
here.
night. Well, have a
See
blessed
y'all later.
weekend.
By the
You
way,
too.
Sheena picked this topic. So Sheena, thank you. It was a great topic.
You
Okay.
Good
All
topic.
right, we'll see you next time,
Oh,
Sheena.
you
Thank
know
you for joining.
what? I do have one more thing to
Yes.
say.
Yes.
This may have to be a part 2 because I think on the link that I sent you, it said something about the curse that she put on him.
Yeah, I wanted to stick with what do you do when how do you respond to
okay.
cheating? Not how do you respond to somebody putting a root on you? You know, I was
You gotta
like,
believe. You gotta believe in all that.
I said,
Yeah.
we about to go
Yeah.
completely left. We started talking about exorcisms, curses, and roots. So,
You gotta
but
drive down to the
No.
bayou.
No, I just
Yeah.
want to make sure that you got that link, and I know if you want to discuss that too. So,
What,
but
Sophie?
okay.
What are you doing?
Good night. That's my time. It's
Sophie,
good
Sophie,
night.
come off of mute, Sophie. Come off of mute and say good night to
Good night.
Sheena.
Bring me
Good
up.
night.
Oh, you say
Good
bring you up.
night.
All right, Sheena, we'll see you later. That's Miss
Okay.
Sheena. I appreciate
All
you.
right, later.
Queen Sheen, my friend Queen Sheen. Thank you, Sheena. All right, y'all. Look, it is 12:20 out there in Atlanta, going on 12:30.
Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry.
I'm not gonna keep y'all
You did a
too
Wendy
much longer.
Williams. You did a Wendy
Um,
Williams.
Yeah, it's you know what? This was a good show, you guys. Thank you everybody for sending the ideas. Thank you for everybody that that gave me feedback this week. Thank you for everybody that shared their opinions. So I appreciate that. Next week, I'm not sure what we're gonna talk about, but I'll get the topic out as soon as I can. We'll have some ideas, and unless the world blows up and something else just jumps out in front, we'll cover whatever topic we put on the table. All right. Around the table. Let's start with let's go from reverse. So Yvette, you go first. Let's talk about your final conclusion on how do you respond to cheating, or just what is your what you want to leave with the people in terms of how to deal with cheating.
So if your spouse cheats, you decide if you're going to stay or go. But if you decide to stay, you can't do the withholding, the hating, or whatever. You truly have to forgive. The forgiveness is for you. It's not even for them. It's not even about them at that point. It's for you. So do the forgiveness and try to move on. You only have tomorrow and what's in front of you. You can't go back. It can't be a do-over. So if that's what you plan to do that. But if you do decide to split, spend some time with yourself, get yourself together, find your happy place, and go there. Don't go with another relationship and bring them into your wounded self. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to you. So that's my conclusion.
All right, Yvette, I appreciate you. Video lady Yvette. All right, let's go with Sophie. Sophie, how do you what's your final thoughts on how do you respond to cheating?
I'm a
Here,
new
I got you.
convert.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Let me give you a better. There you go.
Okay. I'm a new convert, and I feel like at 45 years old, I would say because I set the parameters about my expectations, and I've communicated what I expect, and I know who I am, and I love myself and where I built myself, I would absolutely say that is something for you and your God to unfold and to heal. I would not be able to be a part of that journey with you. There are no accidents. There are no slips. There's no slide in. There's no somebody who was aggressive against you. It's an absolute no. And I will figure it out on my way out. What am I going to do next? I think it's a no. I don't have the capacity.
Okay. All right. That's that girl, Sophie. All right. Kara Rhymes with Sarah. Give me your final thoughts on how do you respond to cheating?
It's a no for me, big dog. I'm out of there.
No.
I'm out of there. I will say, I think if you are planning on taking him back, please don't involve your friends and family. If you and don't act that man. If you want to take him back, then take him back and be happy with your unfaithful man. We tired. We don't want to hear about he didn't cheated on you 4 or 5 times. I don't have no more conversation for that. We can talk about other things, but I'm not going to keep talking about you banging your head in the same wall. But for me and my body, we out.
Okay. You know what's interesting is bringing up the idea of you don't want to ride that train with your girlfriend that's accepting the habitual cheater. Like that's big because some people really like living in trauma and drama, and that is their entertainment. That's the zest of life. They have to go through it, and so therefore, and they got to update you on how the next level of what I went through, but they don't ever change it. They stay and the drama. It's like a reality show, Kara. Kara, guess what that man did to me today, girl? Guess what that nigga didn't do?
I'm not gonna guess.
It's that broken record.
Yeah, I'm not interested. I like peace. I like a calm life. I like my drama on the TV. You know, of course things will happen, and you deal with them. But when you continually choose to be disrespected and then want to come drag me into it, I don't want to go.
I don't want to go. No.
All right. I couldn't see new comments, so I just made a comment.
I don't want to leave, but I gotta go right now.
Yeah, and it's okay if you want to take it back. Cool, no problem. I don't want to hear about that girl and you help me find this phone up. No, I'm not. I'm not hiding in bushes with you. I'm no.
Right, because you know what? That's the life you don't want to live. It's like you only have one life to live. Right, you only got one life to live, and if you choose, you got to choose happiness or that. Which if I gotta check you, I gotta drive around in an unmarked car to see where you going. If I gotta call you every few minutes because you said you were going to be here and I need to make. Who wants that life? That's not even living. If you have no trust, you have no relationship. That's my philosophy. If you have no trust, you have no relationship. Because trust, integrity are like the 2 top things.
All right, well, ladies, I appreciate you guys. I'm sorry, one more thing, Kara, or no?
I can't do it.
Okay. Sophie, you good?
Yeah, we talked about this before about, if you decide to stay, what that looks like. You definitely have to be deaf, dumb, and blind. And because nobody wants to be berated or have to feel like they're constantly being accused of cheating when they're not. When they've tried, when they may have repented from it. It's a very difficult road. The Bible says that it's not like a grounds for divorce, but if you choose to take on that road, you have to really fully encompass it. And I don't have. I love how Kara said, in my big age. 45.
But you know what's funny too, though? If you're gonna stay, like Kara was saying, Sophie, if they gonna stay, then don't beat that man or that woman up. If you're choosing to stay, then you need to learn how to truly forgive and truly forget. The mutant thing, like I'm just gonna keep it to myself. No, just leave. If you holding it in for the rest of your life and you like, damn, no, don't live with me, because I may not wake up one day because you done with me, and you can't hold it in no more. But if you're truly going to forgive, I say, hey, take the word seriously. Truly die to yourself and truly forgive and truly throw it in the sea of forgetfulness, never to go back and pick it back up again. Now, granted, I know that's asking for you to have agape God love, Christ-like love, right? But if that's the road you decide to walk and you decide you want to do that, then I say that's what God is asking you to do. Do all of that. If you're not going to forgive, just be honest. Hey, man, hey, I love you, but I can't stay with you. Hey, I forgive you, but I can't stay married to you. Just be straight up with the person. Because don't nobody want to live for the rest of their life under someone else's thumb or fear of retribution or fear of, whatever. And look, and for the people that have done an infidelity, I would just say, if you really want to change and stay with that person, then you got a long road ahead of you because they're not God. You want them to forgive you like God, but they're a human being, and it takes a tall person to be able to truly, truly forgive and and forget. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't stay with that person and you like, F it, it's all over, you better learn how to change, because you may not find another good person. And if you do and you act in the same way, you might fumble them. So
Yeah, I'm only 5'1", but I am tall enough to drag you to the sea of forgetfulness and drop you in there, because I will forget you.
Kara gangster, she don't care.
Just a little teeny tiny.
Kira was I just from a little bit her tough exterior and how she come, and then what you said one time about your uncles. It seemed like you were just raised by some strong men in your life that truly protected you and showed you the way. So it was like, baby girl, don't even fall for the okie doke. And she like, oh, come on, bring it, because I'm gonna give you 2 pieces and a biscuit. Bam, bam.
Yeah.
So,
No, it's probably better that I just break up with you, because they still a little overprotective. So I try to keep them on this side of the prison. So
Oh man. All right, ladies. I appreciate y'all for joining. This has been a great show. I will see you guys next Thursday, okay? Thank you for joining, everybody. All right,
Good night,
ladies.
lovely ladies. Good night,
Bye-bye,
guys.
lovely. Okay.
Appreciate y'all. All right, y'all. It's Dave Life. You've been watching Dave Life After Dark, episode number 256. Dave Life After Dark, episode number 256. Man, how do you respond to cheating? It's been a really good show. I appreciate everyone that joined. Look, if you want to support Dave Life After Dark and Dave Life TV, man, please hit us on Venmo at Dave Life. Send us some tips. We'll distribute it to the team. Hit us on Cash App at Dave $sign at $sign Dave Life TV. On Cash App, we'll distribute it to the team, man. I appreciate everybody for joining. And hey, man, we'll see y'all next week. What can I say? It's a great show. All right, y'all. It's Dave Life, man. We'll catch up with y'all on episode 256, man. Make sure you follow and subscribe. All right. Peace.